Dan Vaccaro. And for the first time, we'll cross boundary side to the centre of the Norman's Oval to Scott Montgomery, thanks to Elite Building and Construction. Monty, what's it like at ground level?
Oh, it's not too bad, boys. It's still warm. That sun is definitely beating down. There'll be some cramps, I reckon, by half-time. Very hard surface out here, boys. As I was talking about, you can still see the cricket pitch, and it is hard through the middle of the ground. Just had the toss of the coin, and the new captain, Elmer Fudd, he's going to have a lot of fun, I reckon, with the toss of the coin. He lost and questioned whether it was his win or not, but Dane Porter's won it, and we'll kick to the club room's end for the Wangaratta Magpies.
And Monty, the surface is obviously something we were talking about. Looks quite nice. Interesting to hear your thoughts off air around the grass coverage.
Yeah, it's a little bit patchy. I think the rye is starting to take over, so it's not too bad. But yeah, another 3 or 4 weeks this rye will be filled in nicely. But at the moment, it's a little bit bare when you're actually down here at ground level. It looks good from afar with that bit of green, but yeah, it's a little bit patchy.
Monty, we were talking a little bit about the crowd in pre-game. It's really starting to build now.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. The grandstand on either side of the grandstand's got a nice number to it. And on the other side too, there's a few people I think have maybe just taken the shade until that sunlight goes down.
Dan Vaccaro, the 40 Wing stat sheet, who are we taking a look at this evening?
Thank you, Gus. It is great to be back on the 40 Wing stat sheet. So we are taking Patrick Naish from Wangaratta Magpies, pick 34 in the 2017 National Draft. He's played for West Coast and Richmond, so he's a superstar. We're taking Cam Barrett, Dan Sharrock, Brad Malva, who comes back to Wang Magpies as well, one of the best midfielders in the comp for mine, Gussie, and new recruit Alex Federico as well. And then over for Rovers, Lockie O'Brien, picked 10 in the same draft in 2017, played 60 games for Carlton, absolute superstar. Brody Philo as well. Sam Catapan is their new recruit. Sam Murray as well, apparently in the midfield, and Jack Gerish as well, Panda.
It's a star-studded 40 Wing stat sheet, if I do say so myself. We're about 30 seconds away from this game getting underway. Players are in a big huddle. We might take this opportunity to get some tips. And we'll start with our boundary rider. Thanks to Elite Building and Construction, the best in the business, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Wangaratta by about 4 or 5 goals, boys. I just feel their recruits, as we spoke about in pre-game, might be just a little bit ahead of Wang Rovers, but I reckon it's going to be a hot start.
Dan Vaccaro on the 40 Wing stat sheet.
Magpies by 50 points, Gus.
Jeez.
Okay.
Wow.
50 points.
I won't let Wendy Lester hear that. She was just giving me an earful off air, boys.
You didn't pick him?
Wendy part of the coaching staff today, Mike?
Yeah, she is, yep.
Yeah, she loves it. She's down there amongst the action.
Don't worry, I'll word her up that Dan just said 50 points.
No.
Blake Panda Escott, thanks to Wangaratta Motor Group.
Oh, I think the Magpies, once again, like Monty, about 4 or 5 goals.
I'm going to go with the Wangaratta Magpies. I think they're going to win quite comfortably. I'm going to go for around the 5 to 6 goal mark. The Wangaratta Magpies, they are going to kick to the left of your screen or left of your radio dial. However you're tuning in to O&M Live this evening, the old-fashioned way on the wireless on 1494 2AY or 15663E, or perhaps you're streaming and taking in the pictures thanks to Snap O&M TV. Great to have Snap printing on board in season 2024. We've got Doug on the camera, Luke Chilcott from Wangaratta Indigo Computers back in the studio, pushing the buttons. Trent Geddes, the best panel operator in the business. He's at O&M Live HQ and he's fit and firing, ready to go for the Wangaratta Derby under lights. Players are making their way to their respected positions. The first quarter's coming your way thanks to A-grade oils and batteries. Mason Ring holds the Sharon aloft and 2024 is underway on O&M Live.
All thanks to A-grade oils and batteries. Another instalment of this great rivalry gets underway in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. Sam Murray in the guts, and he's won a free kick here for a hold, has Sam Murray. So the Rovers are going to have the first little foray forward here in the derby. Goes short to Will Christie. Centre of the ground, the Rovers. Gives it back to his coach, Sam Murray, who goes long inside forward 50. Bit of a shallow entry. And standing in the hole is Charlie Naish, the brother of Paddy, VFL Footscray player. And he takes the mark just inside his own defensive 50, Gus.
Shane Gaston has started full forward, an interesting move. We'll watch this one play out. The kick exiting defensive 50 was poor from the Magpies. And the umpire's going to call for a restart. On the edge of the attacking 50 for the Wangaratta Rovers. We've played 30 seconds, Macca's time clock. Mason Ring, the umpire, holds the footy aloft. Christie's in the ruck, he wins the tap. Naish, this is Pat, gets the first clearance of the Pies, up to centre half forward. Juice Newton probably got a better look on that than what he expected and dropped the football.
In danger.
Kicking in danger is going to be against McVeigh for the Wangaratta Magpies, and the free kick's going to go the way of Tommy Boyd at true centre half back for the Rovers.
Monty, boundary side for Elite Building Construction. What do you think? We'll get back to you. Tom Boyd moving to defensive lines. The Rovers, here's Lockie O'Brien. Move it down inside centre wing. Look at that delivery. Low down looking for the FUD. Boarding on, wearing him like a glove as we expected. Keeping this one in was Elijah Amory. Brody Philo tries to snap on goal with a miraculous, and it goes out of bounds. And the Rovers will have a toss back into play. Deep inside attacking 50. Quickly, Mont, thoughts on Tom Boyd?
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's got a massive job. He's playing on Michael Newton down back. He's going to play key back, I think, most of this year. That's what they want to do with him. And I think if Gaston can hold up at full forward, it's something they can do.
Restart deep into Rovers territory. Infringement of the ruck got ignored. Naish got taken high by Sam Murray. It's Paddy. And he's going to be the recipient of a free kick between fullback and centre half back for the home side. He goes out wide and he's got Grossman. Ovens River side of the ground go the Pies, and they kick down the line to Fraser Ellis, who marks on a sliding start.
Hand passes over the top to Melville, who's got a little bit of space. His kick was sort of half smothered. It might work out here for Federico. Just fumbled at the last little minute for the Pies on centre wing. The Rovers win it back through Gerish. His hand pass missed the FUD, and he went and got it back, Gerish. Out on the far side, Alex Marklew tries to come inboard. Looks like he's turned it over to Sharrock. Hand passes to Melville. Here come the Pies. Shallow entry inside forward 50. Newton just overran the footy and left it behind. And the Rovers work it out through Christie at half back.
And they've got the football coming towards the broadcast side wing. They kick down the line. It's a nice looking kick. This is better from the Rovers. The ball's with Booth. Coming off one of his better pre-seasons, we're hearing. Won the reserves league best and fairest a couple years back. And he kicks inside forward 50. 2-on-1 for Gaston. The two prevail. It's the Magpies. Out the back is Marklew. Boarding-Yong's there. Wraps him up in a tackle. Support from Wilson arrives, but it's not enough as the ball goes out of bounds for a restart. Deep in the pocket. We've played just under 3 minutes on the Maccas time clock. The scoreboard yet to be broken.
Yeah, really positive start by Rovers as well. 3 inside 50s already. Sam Murray and Jack Gerish getting their hands on the footy early.
First quarter for A-grade oils and batteries on O&M Live. Hunter Gotchlink, VFL listed at Geelong. Gives it off to Paddy Naish, who just kicks to space. Looks like it's going to end up with the number one inside 50 player in the game last year. Jack Gerish goes short. Lockie O'Brien just dropped what he should have taken. Look at the one hand picked up from Squid Melville. Gave it to Holland Dean, who was under pressure. The Rovers pounce. Did Stewie Booth give away a free kick? Umpire says no. Naish once again sends a high one up to centre wing. Ovens River side of the ground. McVeigh tried to play for the free kick. It looks like after all that we're going to have a stoppage as we go boundary side to Scott Montgomery for elite building and construction.
Yeah, as we spoke about in the pre-game, boys, very warm down here, and there's going to be a lot of changes. All the Wang players are waiting to get on the ground, so they're going to make 4 changes very quickly here.
Patrick Naish as well, 4 disposals in the opening 4 minutes of this game on the 40-wing stat sheet.
I reckon he's coming off with a blood
Yeah,
too.
yep.
There's a fair bit of
Claret.
There's a lot of claret on the top right-hand side of his shoulder there. Looks like Braden Majanovic will be injected into the midfield for Paddy Naish. He's played 4 minutes as a Magpie and he's already going to have to get a new jersey.
Welcome to the derby. Of course, he's got connections both sides too, Monty.
He does, yeah. A lot of connections with the Rovers, boys.
And he's just come off. There's 2 interchange gates for him to go off and he's missed both of them.
And Def stared the Rovers bench as he come off too.
Saw that.
Ball's back into play. The Rovers have numbers with the 1-2. They're going to go via Philo to kick up the centre half forward. Flying in the hole. Magpies have numbers there. Well done by Hewitt. Brought it to ground level. On hands and knees was Booth. Coming through is Barrett. Got the ball to Gotchling. Federico links up. And here's Majanovic taking in a big tackle. Umpire let it go. Gotchling got poleaxed into the turf. And it's a big crunching tackle from Tom Boyd. He's going to spark some life into this contest, and here come the Rovers.
Philo, bit of a wobbler inside forward 50. Murray looks like he's resting forward. Go the big Frenchman. What about the pickup? And the snap on goal from Shane Gaston. Oh, that would have been goal of the year already. That would have been extraordinary from Shane Gaston.
It's an almost goal.
Marked on the goal line there by Fraser Ellis. And we've got another. Has Fraser Ellis gone through the points?
No, I think he fumbled it when he marked it, boys. So the guy umpire was pretty certain it was a point from word go.
Do we give it to Gatto? Is that
That's a
minor
point.
score to
rushed.
Gatto?
I'm playing a rushed.
Oh,
First score of the derby, it's the way the Wangaratta Rovers won behind. The Magpies yet to score. That's on the game traffic management scoreboard, and it's a poor kick in here from Ellis. The Rovers go inside 50 again, and it's another shot on goal, and it's through for a minor score. I'm not sure who got foot to that one, but
might have been Wilson.
Okay, so 2 behinds the Rovers. The Magpies yet to score. We've played about 6 minutes in the derby for Maccas.
Started really hot, Wang Rovers, boys. 6 inside 50s in the opening 5 minutes as well on the 40-wing stat sheet. To Wang Magpies, only the 1.
An uncharacteristic poor kick out from Barrett. The makeup looks pretty good as he kicks out to the Ovens River side of the ground. McVeigh's handball was smothered. Big Pax forms. from both of these sides, and will ball the footy up. Boundary side for Elite Building and Construction, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, as we spoke about, all the Wang team were making a change on the bench, and the same with the Rovers now, all 4 boys up, ready to go. So 5 minutes in, going to be a lot of changes, I think, boys.
Philo left that ball behind. We'll have another restart. In fact, we'll have a free kick. It's going to go the way of the Rovers, and Will Christie's the recipient. And he's going to pump the brown and gold into attack. Mark Lou's the target. Murray flew at the back of the pack. Coming through here is Justin Lewis. Lewis snaps on goal, gained a bit of extra momentum. Booth's got the ball in a dangerous spot. Goes backwards in towards the pocket. The big Frenchman. He centres the ball wisely. It's a good-looking kick. The Rovers have numbers. They come backwards. Catapan's got the footy. Dishes it out wide to O'Brien, who kicks on goal. He's hit the post. Lockie O'Brien had a good look at the sticks there on his preferred left boot, and the Rovers moved to 4 behinds on the game traffic management scoreboard. The Magpies yet to score.
This is really good play here for the Wangaratta Rovers, Monty. We talked about their start. They're wasting a couple of opportunities, repeat inside 50s.
Yeah, they are, but they're giving them a lot of looks with different people. With Sammy Murray going forward, with Florida Philo, they're very dangerous down there at the moment.
And another poor defensive effort here from the Magpies trying to exit. Christie's intercepted at half forward, and once again he goes inside forward 50. Fudd on a searching lead, takes the mark inside forward 50. He plays on straight away, snaps on goal, and the Mark Lou train's underway in 2024. 50 goals in each of the last 3 seasons, and the Rovers, they get the all-important first of the derby. 1-3-9, the Magpies yet to score, and Monty, it's pure dominance at the moment.
Absolutely, it is the way they've been able to control the footy, especially in their half. Hasn't really got over there more than once or twice over the halfway, but as we spoke about in pre-game, Alex Marklew is the barometer. When he's up and about, he takes his team on his back and gets them going, so what a start for him.
Yeah, you're spot on, Monty. What a great finish there by Marklew, and that was their first mark inside 50s from their 8 entries as well, so just goes to show a bit more potency going forward, and they've got some scoreboard pressure going against the Magpies.
1-3-9, the Rovers, the Magpies yet to score thanks to game traffic management. Balls aloft in the middle. Give that one to Knowles in the ruck. He beat the big Frenchman who's on the edge of this one. They kick inside 50 via McCarthy towards the hot spot. Christie, he flew for that one. Grossman got wrapped up for the Pies in a big crunching tackle, and will ball the footy up. 25 metres from Rovers' goal, directly in front. 9-point lead to the Rovers in the first for A-grade oils and batteries.
O'Brien having a real impact. We'll get his 40-wink stats soon. Did have a shot on goal. Here's Federico, sort of left the footy behind. Squid Melville tried to hack it out of there, and Marjanovic goes, boys, I'm clearing this, and it lands luckily in the arms of Juice Newton, who plays on straight away on centre wing, kicks to a one-on-one. It's Moore up against McQuaid. Moore did well just to keep the footy in front of him. McCarthy lays a big, strong tackle on Marjanovic, and he's given away a high free kick edge of the square. Thought he was a bit stiff there.
Very stiff,
Very
stiff.
So Marjanovic on the left, goes inside forward 50, up and under. Looks like Juice dropped a pretty easy chest mark in the end, floating in the hole. Naish was tackled, spills out here to Ellis, goes inside forward 50. Moore has to beat 2, and pushing back once again, Lockie O'Brien taking a defensive mark. He clears quickly. Dan, Lockie O'Brien stats for 40 winks.
Yeah, Lockie O'Brien's had the 5 disposals already in this game. He's looking very, very positive. He's just about to get another one, Panda.
He's got the ball right in front of the Wangaratta supporters. Bay 13, they call it. He'll be getting plenty of advice as he kicks in bullet to Xavier Allison. Another one of the new recruits from the Wangaratta Rovers. Really impressed across the half-back line in the pre-season as Allison. He goes short. The kick's okay. The mark's been taken by Lewis, who kicks long down the Ovens River side of the ground. Mark Lou came to join in the action. Allison, he might be in trouble here. He went with the fend off. Umpire said no, and the Rovers kick up towards half forward. Tracking this one back is Laverty. The former Murray Bushranger's been very good. It's a bullet-like pass, and it's in the hands of Cam Barrett, who looks inboard to Squid Melville.
He hand passes it to Marjanovic. Good play from the Pies through the middle of the ground. He goes inside forward 50. Newton caught behind Tom Boyd, who grabbed the front spot, and he did really well, Tom Boyd, working hard in defence. Goes out wide to Osborne. Ovens River side of the ground. Mark Lou marks. First sausage of the game for Elmer Fudd. He's called to play on. Defensive side of the wing. Good stretching mark taken by Will Christie on centre wing. The Rovers lead by 9. We've played 10 for Maccas in the derby.
Christie is going to go short, and it's chopped out, intercepted nicely by Fraser Hollandine. He's going to look inboard. He finds the captain, Dane Porter. or as he was named in this game 12 months ago, Panda.
It was the famous date, Diane Portner.
Diane Portner. Little chip kick's okay. This one finds its way to a man wearing 49, who I don't know who it is.
Pretty sure it's Nick Richards, boys.
Bit of a jumper change there. So Nick Richards will be going to number 49.
Well done, Mont.
If you're playing along at home, and that's why Monty's the best in the business. Kick down the line from the Pies was poor. And Will Christie's intercepted. True centre wing, Ovens Riverside. He goes short and he finds Finn Osborne, whose kick was poor over the top. Panda, I think you're summarised it perfectly as it spills out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Dan Vaccaro, 40-wing stats.
Yeah, Patrick Naish has started really hot this game as well, boys. 5 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. Cam Barrett, Dan Sharrock and Brad Melville with the 4 touches as well.
Paddy Naish has got the Chris Judd look as well with the tape already around the noggin. Federico, he's grabbed straight away. Half back for the Pies, right in front of the scoreboard here at the Norm Inns. Hello to you, wherever you're tuning in for the Wangaratta Derby on the stream or on 2AY and 3 and 8. A beautiful, picturesque Good Friday here in Wangaratta. It's going to be a wonderful weekend on O&M Live. 3 big games. Tomorrow, the return of Cora Rutherglen and then Yarrawonga and Wodonga on Sunday. A free kick to the Magpies. It's in the hands of Federico and his own D50. Lead on offer is short from Nick Richards. Kick was pretty poor from Federico. In fact, it's Brad Melville who gets it back, goes short down the wing. Juice Newton once again, bit fumbly, the Pies, dropped it on centre wing. Juice's kick's a good one though, in the hands of Chris Knowles. Sharrock once again just uncharacteristically fumbled that one, and a poor kick inside 50 as well. Gus, they just look a bit fumbly at the moment.
Scott Montgomery, boundary side for Elite Building and Construction. Often these yellow pills can have a bit of a different lacquer than the red ones. Is that the excuse that the Magpies may be looking for the fumbling?
If I was one of them, I'd be going with it, but I just feel that there might be the pressure the Rovers boys are putting on them, a bit of perceived pressure. They feel like they're a bit hotter than what they are, so that's why they're making those little fumbles at the moment.
Boundary throw in, both ruckmen missed it. We're inside at Magpies attacking 50. Ellison gains possession, goes by hand of the Rovers with O'Brien now. A chip kick over the top was okay. Grossman read it better than the lot, but here comes a chance for Amory. He picks up at centre half forward, wants to come inboard and find an option. He kicks to a one-on-one contest. Out the back's Murray, resting deep. The coach wants to find his left, and Michael Bourdignon with brute core strength just courteously takes him across the boundary line for a restart. Deep in the pocket for the Rovers. They lead 1-3-9 to the Maggies, yet to score. That's on the game traffic management scoreboard.
Yeah, doubled their inside 50s too, Wang Rovers. 10-2-5 at the moment on the 40-wing stat sheet.
He started well. And number 1 stats man, Dan Vaccaro. Cal Moore's gone into the ruck just to give him a bit of a spark here as Bourdignon clears down the wing for the Pies. They're trying to raffle it a little bit here, the Rovers. Allison wanted to leave it for Christie. In the end, the boundary line wins out. And we'll have it tossed back in on the Ovens River side of the ground centre wing. If you've just joined us, Al Marklew with the only goal in the derby, 1-3-9. The Magpies, well, they're yet to score. 14 minutes played on the Maccas time clock. And the Raiders have beaten Lavington in the other game on Good Friday today in the Ovens and Murray. Over the head hand pass was good from the Rovers. Inside 50 goes Lewis. And Sam Murray with the Dukes takes a wonderful mark out in front of Barrett, directly in front, 40 out.
How good was that grab there from Sam Murray? I know we've spoken about his midfield minutes, but when he's resting, he's going to go forward and he's going to look very damaging. We know he's got a great set of hands. Now this is the thing that he's got to do. Go back and put this one through and really give his team that kickstart like they have had so much dominance of the footy so far.
The clearance work by Rovers is second to none as well, boys, led by Lockie O'Brien.
A couple of their youngsters getting involved with early possessions as well, which is what you love to see. Justin Lewis, Finn Osborne. We talk about the big recruits, but the youngsters getting involved is great to see. Here's Sam Murray, the coach. 45 metres out, directly in front. Kick on the way is not good, and it's through for a minor score. You have to kick those. The Rovers won 4-10. The Magpies, still yet to score. 15 played Macca's time clock. That's on the game traffic management scoreboard. Here's Gus McLeod for Wang Motor Group.
They're going to have to kick those goals. The Magpies won't let them get better looks than that. But the kicking was poor from full back. The Rovers have numbers everywhere. Now the Magpies join in the action. Murray got held. Umpire ignored it. And Melville bombed it out of defence to true centre for the Magpies. Moore's got 5 to beat. That wasn't his best. Umpire ignores it. Goes back to Christie. Naish dumped him head first into the turf. And that's a definite free kick going the way of the Rovers, Mont.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit rough there from Naish, but I think he was getting a fair bit of attention early on, so probably just trying to get a bit of payback.
There's always plenty of heat between these two sides. The Rovers go into attack. Bit of an open-ended kick. Whistle, downfield, free kick, Monty.
Yeah, downfield. Just grabbed hold of him there, Cal Moore. A little bit silly just after he kicked it. He didn't mean it. He picked him up straight away, but just no need for it, given an easy shot on goal here.
They look a little bit frustrated for mine, don't they, Monty? A couple of uncharacteristic free kicks.
Yeah, you're spot on there, Panda. I just feel that the way that Rovers have brought the heat around the contest and the way they've been able to break open too into open space has just probably put the Wang boys on the back foot.
They're yet to click, aren't they? They've got a lot of good traits, but they're yet to click. Here's Amory from 45. Kick not his best. It's across the face to the right. And it's another minus score. Bad kicking is bad football. The Rovers could rue these chances. 1-5-11 to the Magpies. Yet to score. Yes, the Magpies yet to score. 16-minute mark of the first term for A-grade oils and batteries.
They're 12 inside 50s now for Rovers. They just haven't put enough scoreboard pressure on, and you just get the feeling Magpies will bite back, Panda.
Like they're just sort of playing their first pracky match of the pre-season at the moment, the Pies. As they try to exit D50 once again, over the head of Chris Knowles. And we've got a boundary throw in. All the play caught over on the Ovens River side of the ground here at the Normans Oval. Crowd estimates again, please, Monty, boundary side.
I reckon we're pushing up around that 4,000, boys. It is really starting to fill up. Down in front of the canteen and in front of the away change rooms, definitely starting to fill up.
So Christie's gone into the ruck and he won the tap. Pat Nash came through. Barrett gave him support via the 1-2 hands, and now Pat Nash kicks out to the broadcast side wing. Juice Newton applied a clever block for Ellis. They might give away a free kick against Williamson here. Umpire ignored it. Back to Boyd for the Rovers. He took on McVeigh and he got beaten. Free kick for holding the ball. They take the advantage now, the Pies, and Juice is climbed into by two Rovers, and the umpire says it was fair and square. Will ball the footy up 45 metres out from Rovers' goal. They had a chance there, Panda, to probably just take the free kick. They opted to take the advantage, and now they've got to restart 45 from home.
But here's an inside 50 at least. 17 gone. Macca's time clock opening term for A-grade oils and batteries. The Rovers by 9. And Juice has given away a clumsy free kick.
Just what they can't afford. When they got the chance to get the ball footy inside 50, they can't just give them an easy out like that silly free kick there from Juice.
Here's the former Aberfeldy superstar in Sam Catapan as he goes down the wing looking for Mark Lute. Wasn't able to mark. Gotchling, that's holding the ball. Tried to bite off a little bit more than he can chew, Hunter. And he's caught by Justin Lewis wearing the 54 today. On centre wing, really good heat from the Rovers. We spoke about the fact they needed to be in this contest, Gus McLeod, at quarter time, and they're surely up for the fight.
Fudd's the target. He just competes all day, doesn't he, Alex Marklew, the recently appointed captain? As the kick goes towards half forward, right in front of Scott Montgomery, Elite Building and Construction.
Yeah, as we just spoke about there, the pressure here is unbelievable from the Rovers, and Sam Murray's on the bench saying just how good it is, and he's really excited about what they're doing at the moment to the Wangaratta Magpies.
And they're getting on top in the ruck despite the fact Cal Moore's gone in. O'Brien got the clearance, wasn't a great one, high up and under. Gotchling took the mark on the edge of the centre square. The umpire said it didn't go far enough, so we'll ball the footy up. As the Rovers lead 1-5-11 to the Pies, yet to score. Hope you're enjoying O&M live action. Here's Blake Panda Escott for the Wangaratta Motor Group.
Christie, clever little tap down there. Catapan overran the footy. Just feel like Will Christie is so important to the makeup of the Wangaratta Rovers in 2024, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, absolutely, and Lockie O'Brien as well, leading the way with 8 disposals in this opening quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Especially with the big Ibis, Toby Murray, going to the Sandful in 2024. Ball edge of the 50, Rovers end of the ground. Lots of players around this pill. Justin Lewis has it. He's wrapped up straight away in a strong tackle by Grossman. And we're going to have another stoppage inside forward 50. Rovers doing all the attacking. They lead by 11 points. Christie in the ruck against Moore. Kick was half smothered from the Pies. Barrett, put his head over the footy, was Dill Wilson. He's been caught high with a free kick. Monty, Elite Building Construction.
No, I thought Dan Sharrock did everything he could there. I thought it was actually quite a good tackle.
Dill Wilson.
Is he in range?
I don't think so.
No, Mark's right on the 50. I think he's just out of range there.
Elite pressure player last year was Dill Wilson. That's his role. Tackle and hunt the footy. So I reckon he might just pull this one at the last minute. He says, no, I'm going to go all the way. And he probably should have, because it's a disappointing effort, and it's through for a minor score. 1-6-12, the Wangaratta Rovers, just like the Twos. They're kicking their way out of it. The Magpies, 0-0. They're yet to score. 20 played. Macca's time clock. Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks.
Yeah, you nailed it, Panda. 13 inside 50s to 6 this opening quarter and only 12 points of difference. So Wangaratta Magpies need to get a move on, but Rovers aren't making the most of their opportunities, Gus.
Boarding-Yong kicks with a high up and under, trying to find McVeigh. Reading that one best. The Rovers just have numbers everywhere. They've just been a much better outfit behind the footy. Have the Wangaratta Rovers. They kick deep inside 50. That was poor. And Callum Moore intercepts. He's going to bring the football out to the broadcast side wing. Ball's in the hands of Harry Hewitt across left half back. Not many options present for him, so he's going to kick dangerously to Federico. But it works out okay. They're still looking to attack the corridor, the Magpies. Federico links up with Melville. He's well held by Ledger on the mark. In his first comeback year, full-time. He goes short to his midfielder counterpart in Sharrock. Inboard to Federico once again. Here comes the attack from the Pies with Gotchling.
Gotchling, kick had a perfect amount of weight on it for Ellis. Hand passes it off here to Holland-Dean. Clever little snap around his shoulder into the pocket. Jesse Smith up against the 100-gamer in Shag and Nolan. And Nolan does really, really well. The Magpies will have a boundary throw in where they can get a little bit of pressure on the footy, Dan Vaccaro.
Yeah, 7th entry now for Wangaratta Magpies. But Alex Federico, the one positive light in this quarter for Magpies. He's up to 8 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet this quarter.
Started well. Has Federico, former West Preston Lakeside player over the last couple of years. Bit of an interesting hand pass towards McVeigh, and Murray just says, boys, it's the O&M. We can rush this one through if we're under a little bit of pressure. And the Magpies are on the board with a rush behind in 2024. One plays 12. That's on the game traffic management scoreboard. Still only the one goal to Alex Marklew, Gus McLeod.
Well, he's played full forward in this game, and he's still taking kick-ins. Is Sam Murray. Ball goes out of bounds. I think it's going to be on the full here. Monty will come back in.
Yeah, it was, absolutely. It was out of bounds on the full, so Cam Barrett will get the free kick on the far side.
60 from home, so he's a good kick to the top of the goal square. McVeigh's the deepest, he ignores. Porter was his target, the kick was poor. Barrett fumbles and the Rovers have numbers. They're away on the outer side wing. Nice little link-up play from Gaston O'Brien.
No one there.
O'Brien kicks up towards the forward line. Amory's got a lot of work to do here to beat 4 Wangaratta Magpies, and he does so with a great tackle. Something from nothing from the Rovers. Now it's Lewis, kicks in board. Williamson marks. Elijah Amory take a bow. He had 5 Magpies to beat, and he did so. Now the Rovers have a look on goal.
Yeah, Amory, so good there. He's put the pressure on Tilly, and Tilly couldn't quite handle it. Just had to feed it back. He had 2 teammates, but wasn't able to get the hand of the handball, and yeah, turned it over. And what a kick there to find Williamson, who was standing there all by himself, 20 out, nearly straight in front.
Got to kick this goal, plain and simple. Kai Williamson. This will give him a 3-goal lead, despite the fact they're only kicking for their second. They've kicked 1-6 at the 22.5-minute mark, and Williamson steps up on the big stage, straight over the goal umpire's hat. It's a Mawson's concrete play today from the Rovers, and they lead in the first term by 18 points for game traffic management.
Yeah, what a faultless quarter here by Rovers. They are dominating every aspect of the field, except for the scoreboard, just 18 points in front from 15 inside 50. So their third mark inside 50 was that one there. Lockie O'Brien leading the way for disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, 9 disposals. Brody Philo, 4 disposals. Catapan, their new recruit's got his hands in the footy early. Sam Murray, he's taken the kick-outs fullback, even though he's playing up forward. 4 disposals, and Jack Gerrish 4 disposals as well. For Wang Magpies, Patrick Naish 6 disposals. Cam Barrett has the 5 disposals. And new recruit Federico, 8 disposals.
8 scoring shots to 1 in the Wangaratta derby. I don't think Ben Reid will be too happy. They just look off, the Wangaratta Magpies. It's as simple as that. Here they come again. Lockie O'Brien is setting this game alight. Beautiful kick into the corridor, looking for Marklew. Boarding on right on his hammer, and he's given away a free kick as the siren goes to sound quarter time in the Wangaratta derby. He'll line up from 50 directly in front.
How good was that ball movement again? Lockie O'Brien is setting this game alight through the middle of the ground with his running ability, just being able to break it open, find open space, and then his kicking ability inside 50 is going to be something to watch all year for Alex Marklew.
He's going to rack up some serious Ks up and down the wing, will Lockie O'Brien for the Wangaratta Rovers. So Alex Marklew to give the Rovers a lot of confidence heading into quarter number 2. That's his second. A quarter dominated by the Wangaratta Rovers in the derby. They move to 3-6-24. The Pies just one behind. and the Rovers have come to play at the Normins Oval, a venue they have not won at for a very, very long time. What a start in the derby by Sam Murray's men. Quarter time, all wrapped up thanks to A-grade oils and batteries here on O&M Live. We're doing this one for Harvey Norman Betting and Wangaratta Motor Group. Whether you're listening on 2AY, 3 and O&M, Snap Fitness TV, we hope you're enjoying the Good Friday. Don't forget to donate, goodfridayappeal.org.au. We'll catch you after this.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Quarter time in the Good Friday Wangaratta derby sees the visitors, the Rovers, They hold a 3-6-24 lead to the Magpies, just one behind on the CMV. Truck and bus scoreboard. My name's Gus McLeod, joined by Blake Panda Escott, Scott Montgomery's boundary side for Elite Building and Construction, and Dan Vaccaro's on the 40-wing stat sheet. What did the stat sheet tell us in the first term?
Well, complete control, Gussie, by Wang Rovers. 16 inside 50s to 7, and they've taken 3 marks going forward. But it's the new kid on the block for me, Gus. 10 disposals from Lockie O'Brien. He's dominating this contest in the middle of the field, and all other players in that team are really getting their hands on the footy. Folo's being good. Murray, Jack Gerrish, they've all got their hands on the footy. Magpies really need to improve. 7 inside 50s, however, poor entries as well. A lot of shallow entries. Naish has got his hands on the footy early, 6 disposals. Federico, 6 disposals. And Brad Melville, 7 have been good, but they need to be a lot better, Panda.
They certainly do, and I think the Cavalier Home's best, boys, is easily Lockie O'Brien. I thought he was outstanding, and I'm sure the coach would have gave him a rap at quarter time. Scott Montgomery, boundary side for Elite Building and Construction.
Yeah, he didn't really give anyone a single player a rap. He was just so happy with the team defence they're playing at the moment, the way they've been able to press up and put the Wangaratta players under pressure, and he feels that's why they're on top, and it probably shows that the way they're working to defend, and then they're being able to get on the fly and go the other way and really attack hard and get it inside 50 so often. So been really damaging. We listened to Ben Reid. He was really disappointed with the way they started. They spoke about it apparently in pre-game, how they needed to start well, and he was just really disappointed with the attitude of a lot of players to start that game, and he's hoping that they can just turn it around and flick a switch in this second quarter.
Yeah, and uncharacteristic just turnovers from Magpies as well. You spoke about Dan Sharrick, never ever does it, and there was a couple of iffy ones there, and just out of the midfield and going inside 50 of just poor entries, Mont.
Yeah, absolutely, spot on. And as we spoke about, they are just fumbling a little bit with either marks in the air. Juice Newton dropped 2, you don't see him drop. Dan Sharrick, normally very, very clean, fumbled a couple below the knees, so something they've really got to work on in this second quarter.
I think I just gave Snap Fitness a bit of a plug as well, Gus McLeod. Of course, it's Snap Fitness TV. When you change sponsor, it's round one, these things happen.
We're Anytime Fitness operators, Panda.
Exactly right, exactly right. And I tell you what, Lockie O'Brien's leading the way for the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day at this stage as well. El Marklu, big for his confidence as well to kick a couple of goals against Michael Boardington in the opening term, 1 on quarter time. And if you've just joined us in the derby, it's all the Rovers by 23 points. Here's Gus McLeod for Jaco Albury-Wodonga on O&M Live.
Thanks, Panda. Hit that stopwatch, mate, and we are underway. Inside 50, the Magpies get the first clearance. Juice is the target. He makes a good contest. Free kick. There's a whistle. It's going to go the way of the Wangaratta Rovers. Lockie McCartney, the recipient. He goes short to Christie. Good, strong Jukes. Marks right in front of the interchange gates here in the grandstand, which is a bit of a mixture between the two sides today. Half black and white, half brown and gold. Christie kicks long down the line. Murray, good strength.
Good grab.
Should have been paid at mark. It spilled into the hands of Chris Knowles. Umpires let it go. Copping a high one there was Catapan. Nails Xavier Allison into Catapan, who gets it on the boot. High up and under, marked in the field of play by Brody Philo.
They're paid out on the full, boys.
Out of bounds on the full, right in front of our broadcast position. The free kick's going to go the way of the big ruckman, Chris Knowles.
Working hard is Knowlesy up against Gaston and Will Christie. Christie started really well, I thought, in that opening term as well. Here's Brad Squid Melville. Wants to switch the football for the Pies. This one's in the hands of Xavier Laverty. Looks like he's going to play as a bit of a swingman in 2024. First full season as a senior footballer, former Murray Bushranger. Played a couple of senior games last year. Here's Federico, who started well in his first game for the Pies.
Around the grounds for Wangaratta Mazda, Carlton 106 to North 71.
Yep, one, of course, the Good Friday football game. Hopefully a big crowd there at 5 seconds or whatever before you say clear, just so we don't hear you on the stream.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
Thanks. Looks like he's going to play as a bit of a swingman in 2024. First full season as a senior footballer. Former Murray Bushranger. Played a couple of senior games last year. Here's Federico, who started well in his first game for the Pies.
Around the grounds for Wangaratta Mazda, Carlton 106 to North 71.
Yep, one, of course, the Good Friday football game. Hopefully a big crowd there.
Heavily in the senior program last year as well as the thirds, Panda.
He did indeed, and he impressed as well, and he had a very good pre-season. Mark Lew was up against 3 Pies, wasn't able to grab it. The Magpies kick it down the wing. Spills the way here of Parnell. His hand pass was to space. Paddy Nash did so well. In fact, he didn't in the end. Tried to bite off a little bit more than he can chew and was caught holding the ball. Good tackle there from Lockie McCartney. Do you like his move to half back, Monty, for Elite Building and Construction?
I do. I think it just suits him a lot better. He's not a bad user of the footy, but I think he's hard and tough and just that edge they need off half back.
So McCartney kicks to half forward. Mark Lew caught out the back, so was Sam Murray. Murray does well. Looks inboard. Edge of the square. Good mark there by Marjanovic. Just edged Philo under the football. They've switched it here. Fraser Ellis, broadcast wing, kicks to half forward, and he finds Cal Moore, Gus McLeod.
Yeah, he certainly does, Panda. Moore did well to regather there, but Jace McQuaid, he's got a big job on Callum Moore today, does Jace McQuaid, Monty. But now with a full pre-season under his belt, we can expect some big things from Jace.
Yeah, absolutely. I think his last 3 or 4 years, he's played with a lot of injuries. His knee was playing up for him for the last 2 years, so it's good to see him fully fit and going again.
Christie seemed to be competing well with Callum Moore in the ruck. Give that one to him, and we'll have a restart. The Magpies are going to bring O'Brien off. They're going to inject Catapan straight into this game. A one-on-one swap. A gun for a gun. Moore won the tap. Got the ball towards Paddy Nash. He got taken high. Umpire ignored it. Off feet, the ball just spills out of bounds off Parnell for a boundary throw-in. Dan Vaccaro, what are the 40-wing stats telling us here at the 9-minute mark of the second?
Yeah, pretty evenly poised, Gussie. 5 inside 50s for Rovers, 5 for Magpies, so a lot more evenly poised this quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Second term for Jaco Aubrey-Wodonga. And if you've just joined us on OM Snap Printing TV, or of course 2AY and 3&E, the Rovers kept the Magpies goalless in the opening term. They led 24-1, and currently it's 24-13. The Pies were the only 2 in the second term for Jaco Aubrey-Wodonga. Here they come again. Gotchling, crunch tackle from McCarthy. He's put Moore down, and he looks to be pretty sore.
Holding his ribs, boys.
That was a clean, fair tackle from Al McCarthy, who caught Moore off guard, and he's been crunched, the big boy.
Hopefully he's just winded, Monty, thanks to Elite Building and Construction.
Yeah, he's just got back to his feet now, boys, and inside 50, taking a few deep breaths in.
So ball's true centre wing broadcast side. The Rovers have numbers. Williamson in a nice little 1-2. He links up nicely, and they're going to kick inside forward 50. Barrett misread it. Ball spills out the back. Rovers are everywhere. Wanahoon's the coach. Goes bang! Sam Murray, he made it look a lot harder than what he needed to, but he waltzed into the open goal to kick his second, and the Rovers bounce back to extend the margin to 2 goals plus.
What a finish there by Sam Murray, and what a play. That's probably play of the day, the way they moved it through. Sam Murray not getting as much of the ball as his old self playing off halfback, but the important touches as well. So 6 touches for him and a goal playing up full forward. Jack Gerrish getting his hands in the footy, 3 touches, and Brody Filo's been important in the midfield with 4 touches this quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Just a clever goal, bit of clever play there from Sam Murray. Read the footy well, edged his opponent underneath it. And here come the Wangaratta Magpies. Big tackle from Knowles. They've played on with the advantage. Harry Hewitt goes long to the square. Ball hits the deck in the end. Juice Newton, he's pretty clever in these situations. Fakes one way, fakes the other way. Snapped on goal, and it's going to be a boundary throw-in. He stepped outside of play, did Juice Newton. Deep into attack for the Pies. They trail by 17 points. Just feel like that goal from the Rovers there, Monty, just stemmed the flow of play a little bit for the Pies.
Absolutely. The first 10 minutes of this quarter has been all Wangaratta, and that goal there, just out the back, great pressure through the middle of the ground to get the footy again. It was a great kick by Justin Lewis, wasn't it? Just get it out in the space, and Sammy Murray gets the finish.
Moore.
Go, Pand.
Sorry, Gus. Moore does well in that situation. There's a free kick here.
Yeah, too high it's been paid, boys.
For a high, and it's going the way of Hollandine. So Hollandine on the bottom of the pack, Monty. Won a free kick, and this to bring the margin back to 11 points.
Yeah, he's one of those players, he won't get the touches on the stat sheet, but he does just get in there and do all the right things for the team. He's the one that pushes hard defensively, and he's going to get reward for effort here because he was first to get to that footy in that stoppage.
Third year of senior football for Fraser Hollandine. One of these youngsters who can take the next step. It was a bit of an ordinary old kick, but it's floated through for a goal. 3-1-19. Doesn't matter how you kick them as long as they're through. 4-6-30. So they bring the margin back. They kick their third, the Wangaratta Magpies. Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks.
Yeah, it looks a lot more even now, guys. It just seems like a good old-fashioned shootout, goal for goal from both teams. So 6 inside 50s from Wang Magpies and 5 from Rovers. They're dominating the centre clearances. Magpies this quarter, they've had 4-2-1 as well in favour of them. So Patrick Naish, 12 touches and a goal. Cam Barrett as well. Brad Melville, 4 disposals. So they're looking good. Rovers just a good old settler there. Brody Fowler, he's up to 8 touches for the game. And Jack Garrick has had the 4 touches this quarter as well.
So we're back in the middle. We've got an 11-point ball game. The Rovers lead the Pies. Thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. Federico, he got legged. Umpire is going to pay the free kick, and now the advantage. Pat Nace for the Pies kicks into attack. Juice Newton went in the one-hander. Calmore tried to flick it back into play. Nolan kicked across his body, trying to gain some yards. But sitting in the hole was Fraser Ellis. He chisels one into the pocket. Not the best kick. Federico's there for the Magpies. He got taken high, spilled the ball back to Porter. The Rovers joining with numbers. Pinballs around at ground level. 4 players on top of this footy. Umpire's going to bring the whistle out, and we'll have a restart. The Magpies are starting to click into gear. They've got a ball up, 25 from home, directly in front.
13 minutes played. Macca's time clock. Opening term for Jaco Aubrey-Wodonga. There'll be a few caravans out and about this Easter long weekend. Gus McLeod, you know where to find one. Will Nolan in his 100th game just puts it on the boot. Big torpedo punt out to the Ovens River side. And it's been marked here by Brad Melville. His 40 winks disposals, Dan Vaccaro.
He's had 12 disposals, Brad Melville.
And an inside 50 as well. Goes long. Moore gets to the front, spills to the ground. Lockie O'Brien works so hard defensively for the Wangaratta Rovers. He kicks to a one-on-one on centre wing. Good contest between the Fudd and Boardingnon. Sharrick did well to sweep up here for the Pies. The Rovers get there with numbers. Wilson, was he grabbed high? Umpire said play on. In the end, it's a boundary throw-in. We'll have it tossed back in, far side of the ground. Around the grounds for Wangaratta Mazda.
Thanks to Wangaratta Mazda, Panda. Around the grounds, Rutherglen have defeated Waganya in the TDFL.
There you go.
By 110 points. Damien Cupido was the marquee player. He did his calf in the 3rd minute. Back here in the middle, Williamson. He palmed it back into space, and guess who? It's Catapan linking up beautifully up towards McCarthy, who left it behind. Richards with some shimmy and shake off the back of the square. That was nice. In fact, it was Naish. Young Charlie, inboard go the Rovers, looping handball over the top. It's going to work out okay. They kick towards the top of the goal square. And Osborne, has it gone through?
It's hit the post, hasn't it?
I think that's hit the post. Oh,
it's a goal.
Played a goal. Scott Montgomery for Elite Building and Construction. I could have sworn that hit the stick.
Yeah, I must have bounced over the line, boys, because it definitely bounced up and hit that post, but it must have gone over the line. But yeah, young Finn Osborne, what a finish. And we saw him do that in the Thirds grand final last year a couple of times and got the Rovers going. But yeah, first one this year for senior footy.
How good was that by Rovers? I don't know about you, Mont, but Wangaratta Rovers, when they go forward, just look much more smoother than Wang Magpies. They look exquisite going forward. 6 inside 50s to 9. So Magpies have dominated that area, but Rovers just look unbelievable going forward. And it's on the back of absolute class in their midfield. Lockie O'Brien, he's had 5 touches this quarter, and that's 15 for the game as well.
That's why you're number one, Dan, with dictionary words like exquisite. We absolutely love it. And the umpire, he's over. Is that Mason Ring in the middle there?
Oh, it's Mason.
It's Mason, he's down.
Oh, Mason down.
Mason is down,
So
but he's
because
up
he
and
went down,
about.
he's blowing the whistle.
He's up and about. Oh, there's a free kick here as well.
What was that for?
I'm not sure, but Catapan has it on, and he goes out wide on centre wing. They do look good going forward, the Rovers. They link up by hand, and a good kick forward here from Allison. It's been marked by Will Christie. Got the Dukes really high. He's tied up against the boundary here, about 50 metres out, Will Christie. It looks like he's going to go back and have a shot on goal. He'll take his best effort from here, Mont.
Absolutely will, but how good was the quick movement from Catapan through the middle and just found the big fella forward. As we spoke about, they need that second option, which is why Gatto's playing, because when Christie can roll forward, he's very dangerous in the air.
When they all rush forward and link up by hand, they look very dangerous, as Dan Vaccaro said before for 40 Wings. So Christie, big kick on goal. I tell you what, it's not bad from Will Christie. That is some finish, and it's the steal line goal of the day. Wow, a wonderful set shot, tied up against the paint and the boundary, and he's nailed it. And the Rovers have got 3 of the last 4. 6-6-42, the Magpies 3-1-19. The margin's back out to 23. That's on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Oh, what a great finish there by Rovers. They are playing champagne football at the moment, fellas. Lockie O'Brien, 15 disposals. Sam Catapan's had the 10 touches as well. They are just on fire at the moment, Gussie.
You don't strike me as a champagne operator, Bax.
Yeah, but Rovers are. That's...
There is something about the Wangaratta Rovers. When they play the Magpies for the first time each year, they always seem to get the jump. It's a case of deja vu here at the Norm Mins. The Magpies need to respond, and they've got to respond quickly. Here's a going for Alice, true centre wing. He kicks up trying to find Hollandine, I should say. And getting a crucial fingertip on that was Ledger, and it goes out of bounds for a restart, Monty.
Yeah, absolutely. Just that hand in there by Ledger was important, because otherwise I think Hollandine might have nearly had the distance from there, but how good does it look when both teams are linking up through the middle of the ground and getting inside 50 very quickly? It's great footy to watch.
It's not too many ruckmen. Well, here we go, on cue. Calmore taking it out of the ruck, setting on goal from 45, and it's through for a minor score. Juice is trying to claim the mark, and it's through for a minor. Great roving there from Calmore. He's so dangerous. The Pies 3-2-20. The Rovers 6-6-42 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. I was about to say, there's not too many ruckmen around country Victoria who can kick a drop punt 55 metres tied up against the boundary like that from Will Christie. That just adds a whole nother string to your bow. Sam Murray at half back, broadcast wing. His stats, please, Dan Vaccaro.
This will be his 8th disposal on the 40-wing stat sheet.
But his disposals have been very damaging, which is what you want. He's got a goal to his name as well. Wants to switch the footy, goes to Tom Boyd, and he goes out here to Parnell, NT representative, and he goes down the wing. The switch is certainly on. It's been marked by Charles Ledger.
He's covering a lot of ground, Panda. He's just involved in the contest here. Laterally across the ground, he chips short. It's a nice-looking kick. The ball's in the hands of Brody Philo. Are we taking his numbers today, Vaccaro?
We are. Gus, he's up to 9 disposals this one will be.
On the 40-wing stat sheet, he kicks the centre half forward. Good-looking kick. Booth went through the mitts. Tilly was there. Lurking here is Barrett. Got taken high. I reckon he got taken big-time high. Umpire let it go. Wilson on hands and knees for the Rovers, and Cam Barrett, he's a bit slow to get up there, Monty.
Yeah, he got absolutely cannoned into. Boy, yeah, so I'm surprised the umpire missed it. He was right there on the spot. So anyway, he's up and moving again now.
Which is the important thing. Ball up, just inside 50 for the Rovers. They've kicked 3 of the last 4 after the Pies got the margin back to 11. And they lead by 22 points at a venue they don't traditionally play very well at. Funnily enough, it's only 50 metres across the road from their own home ground.
Was the fans don't travel, is it? Or?
No, I'm not sure what it is, Gus. Weather different over here, who knows? Stewie Booth was tackled by Melville. It's going to come straight back as the Magpies try and exit. Xavier Allison, Strathmore captain in the EDFL, has marked, and he's going to pump it into the pocket. Barrett takes an elite body and paint mark of the day. Little specky on McCarthy there, wins it back for the Magpies. He goes short to Melville. The Pies just need to slow the footy down. 20 plays 42, CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
And not the entry they'll be looking for from Allison. He's a better kick than that. He sort of sat that one up. Here's a go now. Ball's in the hands of Parnell. Like you mentioned, Panda. He's an NT State League representative and a boom recruit for the Rovers. Out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Ovens Rivers side. Rovers side of true centre. The Rovers lead 6-6-42. The Pies 3-2-20. We've played 21 minutes here, on the Macca's time clock as the football comes back into play. Nace tries to break the line, but he's taken in a big tackle. A Jack Gerish tackle. And the umpire calls for a restart. True centre wing Ovens side.
Ball up. 22 points to the margin. The Rovers lead. CMV truck and bus. Tick up towards half time. 21 gone Macca's time clock. As the Pies kick it to half forward. Parnell once again in the contest. Reading this one at ground level was McCarthy. Slipped over but got a nice hand pass on the inside to Allison. He's got a raking kick to half forward. One-on-one contest here between Wilson and Barrett. Wilson did well. The Pies come through and help out with numbers though. One of those was Gotchling. Hand pass it to Barrett. Takes the advantage through the middle of the ground. Marjanovic's kick was poor. Sliding in at ground level and forcing the turnover was Lockie O'Brien. He comes broadcast side here to Williamson.
Williamson marks. They had the chance to break away there, but he was a little bit slow to get up was O'Brien. Short kick to Lewis, who's wearing number 54 today if you're playing along at home. Into the pocket, 2-on-1 for the Fudd to beat. And the 2 prevails.
It was a clear push.
It was a clear free kick.
He had to try and do something.
He had to do something. Aidan Tilley, he'll be the recipient of the free kick. How have you seen Aidan Tilley's debut game? Scott Montgomery for Elite Building and Construction.
Yeah, very quiet at the moment. I expect a lot more when people are tipping him to win the BNS, so we'll wait and see what he can produce in the second half.
Of course, you can listen to all those podcasts in the dribble on our O&M Live podcast channel as Allison wins the ball back. He's had a good 5 or 6 minutes as Xavier Allison. Calm head. He goes short inside 50, and the kick from Lockie O'Brien was absolutely, as Dan Vaccaro would say, exquisite. And marking this football here is Elijah Amory. He's going to line up 45 out slide angle.
I know we've said it a lot, and I reckon we'll say it a lot more this season, but Lockie O'Brien, wow, how good is it having him inside in this midfield for Wangaratta Rovers? It just opens up so many options for him, and that kick there was elite, just nice and low, and Elijah Amory didn't have to move, so fantastic start for the career of Lockie O'Brien in the Ovens and Murray.
I tipped him for the Morris, and he's got the 3 already, Panda.
He does indeed. If they win, Elijah Amory, ever since they got off to a poor start kicking, they've been gun barrel straight since the Rovers. They've got their 7th. Elijah Amory's first. 7-6-48. Lead the Pies 3-2-20. The margin all of a sudden out to 28 points on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
Yeah, absolutely. Rovers absolutely playing beautiful football at the moment. Lockie O'Brien, I know Monty's mentioned him. I'm going to mention him again. 17 disposals, but it's not the amount of times he gets the footy. His ball use is better than anyone on the field. And Sam Catapan as well, 10 disposals for him. He looks very good as well going forward. They look like a different team to the last couple of years, Panda.
I'm here too, Dan.
Just the Rovers are going into a bit of a finish the quarter mode with Sam Murray playing a loose man behind the footy too, boys.
So Moore gone into the ruck. He wins the clearance and he kicks into the pocket. There's that loose man. It's going to be Murray sitting in the hole, and he gets a crucial fist. And I reckon he got a fair bit of Liam McVeigh with that spoil as well. Out of bounds for a boundary throw. And they've kicked 3 goals on the bounce here, the Wangaratta Rovers. After Pat Nash and Cal Moore went bang-bang to start the term, they've responded with 4 goals to 3 in this second term. Boundary throw-in comes back into play. Christie took it out of the ruck, uncontested, but Michael Bordignon, he marks uncontested on the edge of the centre square. Elmer Fudd just left in a bit of an ordinary position. They chip laterally to Cam Barrett, and they're heading out to the Ovens River side of the ground with Melville.
He's held his width pretty good today, has Squid Melville. He goes short here to Richards. He gets it back in a little 1-2 with Marjanovic. Goes short, but the kick isn't good. Turned it over to Xavier Allison, who's played a pretty good half in his debut for the Wangaratta Rovers. This is the most organised I've seen the Wangaratta Rovers look in a very long time. They look like they understand their system under Sam Murray, and they're playing really good footy. Tom Boyd wants to switch the footy to the coach, Sam Murray, who goes short here to Wilson. This is Dylan working really hard in defence, and it looks like, Monty, they're happy just to take the sting out of it and chip the footy around the defensive 50.
Yeah, absolutely. They just want to control this footy, cool the quarter, take the 28-point lead into half-time. As you can tell, with the extra couple of looses behind the footy now, they've all pushed up inside the Wangaratta half nearly. So that's all they're going to do.
And there's a lot of Wangaratta players standing with hands on hips up and down the ground, Monty. They're not working anywhere near as hard enough as the Rovers are. It's a fit-looking Rovers outfit, and that's a beautiful kick to McCarthy.
He was there for ages, Gus.
He was. Left all alone out the back. There's still enough time, I reckon, in this game for the Rovers to kick one more. The kick's lovely, and he finds Philo. Melville got there late. This is where the Magpies have to work harder. Chasing in towards the fence. Brody Philo kicks to the hot spot, fuds the target, just wasn't the kick. They had numbers in the hole, one of whom was Matt Grossman. He intercepts for Wangaratta. Such a strong characteristic of his game is intercepting behind the plate, and he goes towards full back to find Laverty.
So it was Tilly.
Oh, sorry, it was Tilly, Panda, my bad.
It's okay, Gus. Your man. So Marjanovic goes out wide here, and he finds Richards. And we got a half-time siren here at the Normins Oval. And as Gus McLeod beautifully explained before, the Magpies got out of the blocks through Naish, Moore and Hollandine. But the Rovers kicked 4 of the last 5 goals, and they take a 28-point margin into half-time. 7-6-48 over the Wangaratta Magpies, 3-20. 28 points the margin. The quarter went 27 minutes on O&M Live. Stay with us on 2AY 3&E or O&M Snap Printing TV. We'll be back with our halftime show on the other side of this. On O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Your agribusiness specialists in Polaris dealership, Shoeback Street, Albury.
OMFNL Live on 2AY.
And welcome back to round one footy. Good Friday football at the Norm Minns Oval. And what a half of footy we've seen. The Wangaratta Rovers have absolutely set a fire under the competition with a blistering start to the lead by 28 points at half time. They are 7-6-48, leading the Magpies 3-2-20. And Dan Vaccaro, all we can say is, wow, with that sort of footy, if they can produce that every single game, they might be the Wangaratta team that goes undefeated.
Oh, you're spot on, Mont, and that's the question we've been asking Rovers for years. Can they continue it, and how consistent can they be? But at the moment, they're doing it, and they're looking good while they do it as well. They're looking sensational. They're beating Magpies in every aspect of the game.
And I think one of the big talking points, and we all knew it coming into the season, but Lockie O'Brien, what a recruit, straight off an AFL list, straight from Carlton, played 60 games over the last 6 years, and he's showing us why he was at that level for so long.
Yeah, you can see why he was taken at number 10 back in the day in 2017 as well. So Lockie O'Brien is just an absolute gun. Not only does he win his own footy, he's had 17 disposals. What he does with it, I haven't seen him put a foot wrong yet. He's using the footy better than anyone on the field. He just looks a class above. Patrick Naish there, man. He looks good, but not as polished as what Lockie O'Brien is for mine.
I think we've got to give Paddy a bit of leeway here, because the footy through the middle of the ground hasn't been as free-flowing for the Magpies as it has for the Rovers. But back to Lockie O'Brien, his work rate, watching him at ground level, he just breaks forward of stoppage, and they use him a lot, and he's going to be very damaging side. And we'll just quickly have a look at our goal kickers for the Rovers. Alex Marklew kicked 2 in that first quarter, looked very damaging. A little bit quiet in that second quarter. I think Michael Boardingham might have started to defend him a little bit closer. And then we got singles to Will Christie, who kicked a booming goal from outside 50. Sam Murray with 1, Finn Osborne, Alex McCarthy, and Elijah Amory. And while for Wangaratta, we've got Paddy Naish with 1, Kel Moore with 1, and Fraser Hollandine with 1. And after that sort of 12-minute mark where they kicked their third goal of that second quarter, Wang, where we thought they were probably going to keep coming and probably take a lead in half-time, the Rovers just went bang and kicked 3 unanswered goals and showed us that they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. Yeah, you're absolutely spot on, and their way to overcome that adversity halfway through that second quarter was fantastic. Usually when Magpies get a run on, there's no real stopping them unless you're a Yarrawonga. So it was fantastic play there by Rovers, and as you said, their stars really well. Going back to Boardingham, I actually thought Boardingham did really well on Almafad that quarter as well. I think he probably, the start of the game, they were trying to get forward and he'd probably go off him a little bit, but that there really tightened up at him, but they need to do it a few more guys, I think. And just talking about stats with Lockie O'Brien, who else is doing what on the 40-wing stat sheet? Yeah, so you said it, Lockie O'Brien, 17 disposals. I actually think Brady Filo's played pretty well as well. He's up to 10 disposals. He's just doing what he does. Sam Catapan, who I really like, he's had 11. He looks really, really good as well in that midfield and coming off there. And Sam Murray, it's funny, like, he's had games where he's just gotten 40 disposals, and we haven't always said he's been the best player on the field. He's taken kick-ins. That was one of the best halves I've seen him play, just from an impact point of view. He seems to be everywhere. He's had 10 disposals, and he looks one of the most impactful players on the ground as well. So I think that's going to be huge for him. If he can play that midfield to forward role this year, wow. And I think it's something with Lockie McCartney, with Allison, Parnell, guys like that off half-back now, they're the receivers. And no offence to Sam's kicking, but I feel that those three have already, in the half of footy, shown that they're much better users of the footy. Yeah. Instead of just that run, carry. Sam was so good because he covered the distance, but he didn't always hit a teammate. So with those guys behind the footy, getting that run and receive, I feel that they're going to be so much more damaging come off that half-back line. And then Sam can do what he's been done in that first half through the middle of the ground. Might only get 20 touches instead of 40, but I feel those 20 touches are going to be a lot more important when he's going inside 50. And I actually reckon that position of forward to midfield to forward for Sam suits his game a lot more, because he's not exactly, I've never seen him as that composed type of footballer. So when he plays off the half back, I've already seen that half. That Allison looks composed as you can get, and that Parnell's almost that little bit of crash and bash as well. So they've got a little bit of Murray in them in that regard, but I really like Murray being that forward explosive player. It's exactly what he is, and it's paying dividends at the moment. Absolutely, and it gives him an opportunity. We've spoken about Filo's numbers weren't massive. They've been okay, but those two are the direct swapping basically from forward to mid, and it means they're getting a lot of rest, because then they're also coming off for a quick rest, getting a small defensive forward on the field when they need to, and that's something I really love. No one's sooking. Normally the Rovers last year, if Filo was coming off or Sam was coming off, there'd be a little bit of tension down there on the bench, but watching them today, they're happy to just play their role, they're doing what they need to, and it's paying dividends. And it's huge, and I think one thing I noticed as well, Filo probably not coming to the bench as much as you said. He's probably almost doing a swapping role when he's going up forward, and that could be really deadly. He's not getting any younger, Filo, but imagine if
if he can bring some of that skill to the forward line as
No,
well.
you're spot on. And now let's go into the Wangaratta rooms. What's Ben Reid saying right now? How do they get back into this game? Because for 10 minutes they look fantastic in that second quarter, but that's basically all we've seen them for this first half of footy. How do they get moving again in the third quarter?
I think if you're Ben Reid, I think you're trying to stay positive to some degree. I think, look, it's one half of footy. They know how much talent they've got on their list, and they know it's a long season. So I don't think it's toys out of the cot sort of stuff. Rovers have put together a really good half of football, but at the end of the day, it's 28 points. That's absolutely nothing in this day and age, especially for a team like Magpies. They've got to do what they need, and they've got to do what they back themselves in. We spoke about it before the game. They've got 7 star-studded midfielders. They've got to get their hands on the footy in the coalface and drive it forward. They've got Newton up forward, who is a fantastic footballer as well. So they've got to get back to basics, win it in the coalface, which they have been, but they're not making the most of their forward entries. They've had 6 centre clearances to the 1 in that quarter against Rovers as well, but it's just when they go forward, there's a lot of shallow entries. There's a lot of high sort of balls. It's not the Wangaratta we've seen. I think Sharrick's probably been kept quiet. He's only had the 6 disposals as well, so he's
a little bit fumbly, missed a couple of targets, missed a couple of handball
not the Sharrick
receives.
that we've seen last year, so I don't know if we're starting to wonder, like, have they had the best preparation compared to Rovers? Rovers look very, very fit, but Wang need to win in the coalface and get it forward with a little bit more gusto instead of those shallow entries.
I think you're spot on, and if I'm Sam Murray, I'm just saying let's keep going the way we're playing, boys. I think their defensive pressure has been fantastic to start the season. If they can do that every single game and bring that heat, it's going to be hard to beat them, because around the stoppages, they are not letting anything out easy, and they're just doing their job. So I'd like to think they can hold on and keep going, but you just never know if that Wangaratta Rovers team, they're very hot and cold, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and that's we've asked that question for the last couple of seasons. Can Rovers do it? It's one thing to beat Magpies, but to beat them looking this good, very, very dangerous.
Absolutely, and that's the halftime showdown here from the Norm Minns Oval, where we had the Wangaratta Rovers leading by 28 points. What we're going to do now, we're going to get a netball update, thanks to Ray White Rural, and on the other side of the break, you'll have all the second half action.
This is the Ovens and Murray Netball Live wrap-up, thanks to Ray White Rural. We've had an absolute cracking game here at Wodonga Raiders in what is extremely hot conditions. The Raiders taking on the Lamington Panthers in the grand final rematch from 2023. It was the Raiders this time that were able to extend their lead in the last quarter and run out winners 53 goals to 37. Maggie St John for the Raiders was absolutely phenomenal, running all day through the mid-court, providing some great attacking moves as well as defensive pressure. Emily Stewart outstanding in goals again, setting up the players around her. While it was exciting to see the emergence of Eliza Mooney up from the 17s and into that side. Today, playing both goal shooter and goalkeeper, making it very, very hard for the Lamington Panthers. For the Panthers, Kate Mastronardi was wonderful. She spent time in goal shooter and goalkeeper and was really impactful wherever she played. And the other standout player for them was Maddie Lloyd, who didn't step off the court full 4 quarters and really set her team up and played a really strong lead on the court today with what was a new-look Panthers side. More great games to come. Rovers and Wangaratta tonight. Tomorrow we've got Albury taking on the new-look Corowa side. Can't wait to see what they bring. And then on Sunday, Yarrawonga hosting Wodonga Bulldogs and Myrtleford hosting North Albury. This is Ovens and Murray Netball, brought to you by Ray White Rural.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend, we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Locals. O&M Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to the Normins Oval. First edition of the Wangaratta Derby for 2024. Beautiful sunset on Good Friday here in Wangaratta as well. The lights are on at the Normins Oval. Night footy, daylight savings wraps up over the weekend. So why not make the most of it while you can? And that's certainly what the Wangaratta Rovers have done in that opening half. 7-6-48 over the Magpies, 3-2-20. Blake Panda-Escott with you. Gus McLeod, I don't like to cast aspersions, but he's caught in the canteen line. Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks. And, of course, Scott Montgomery, boundary side for Elite Building and Construction, as both sides finally come back out on the ground. If you're Sam Murray, Monty, you're very happy indeed.
Oh, you're extremely happy, and he was very happy when he came to the bench a couple of times, just saying how good the pressure's been around the footy, and just watching them coming out here, they look relaxed. They look like they're up for the fight. They feel like it's a bit of a different, feeling around this group than there was last year, so it's good to see.
It certainly is indeed. But Will Christie's opening half was pretty good. Dan Vaccaro, once again, for those who may have missed our halftime show, thanks to Macca's, just recap some of those opening half stats.
I'll turn the mic
on. You turn yourself on, Dan. It's round one. It's round one.
All your bad habits are rubbing off on me now. So Lockie O'Brien, we spoke about him, 17 disposals, fantastic that quarter as well. Philo, new recruit Catapan as well, 11 disposals, looks really good. But Rovers are just dominating the contest, 30 inside 50s. Wang Magpies 19 as well, 6 marks inside 50 for Rovers and 1 mark inside 50 for Magpies. So they've really got to fix that end. Their forward entries have been really poor, Magpies. So when they do get it forward, shallow entries, high balls, and Rovers are allowed to able to rebound really, really easily as well. So the inside 50 count's a concern, but they've got to be even better when they go inside 50, Magpies.
They certainly do. We're on Lamb Watch, boys. We're on Jillamatong Lamb Watch. Gus McLeod, as he does return with a 0 Coke for me. Thank you, Gussie. I did throw you under the bus a little bit. Of course, I just said you're at the canteen line. We did win. We did win the raffle last year.
Give me that can of Coke back.
We did win the raffle last year. We, as a whole, O&M Live Collective, but we didn't see any of it, did we?
We saw about as much as I saw at the canteen, which is not much. There's not much left. I hope we win the Jillamatong
So do
Lamb.
I.
I was lucky enough to meet the family behind Jillamatong Lamb across the off-season, the
Yes.
O'Keeffes. Interesting to note, the two daughters play netball at Corowa. Will plays here in the seconds. Of course, he's very big in the TikTok world, is Will O'Keefe. And Mrs. O'Keefe, whose first name escapes me, heavily involved on the board here at Wangaratta. So they're a good local family.
They are indeed, and it's bloody good lamb as well. And let's hope that we can get our mitts around it in this second half. And let's hope that the Wangaratta Magpies can as well, Gus McLeod.
Scott Montgomery boundary side for Elite Building and Construction. The lights are starting to come into full effect. Is there any dew starting to appear on the surface?
No, I did feel the ground before, boys. It's still dry, but I reckon it might start to come in about three-quarter time. So yeah, we want to be in front at three-quarter time, I reckon, here.
Still pretty warm out there as well. Very warm indeed. As Mason Ring just grabs the footy around the grounds for Wangaratta Mazda. The Wodonga Raiders were too good for Lavington in the earlier fixture today by 6 points, 81-75. And of course, the Raiders too good for Lavington in the grand final A-grade netball rematch. Here's Gus McLeod for Wodonga MG, second half underway.
Certainly is, Panda. Great to have your company on O&M Live. Football goes inside 50 here for the Wangaratta Magpies. Nolan, he spills that ball out towards the boundary line, gets the 1-2 on game number 50. Or 100, I should say, and Catapan assists that's out of bounds for a boundary. Throw in Mons.
Yeah, 100, mate. Don't remember 50. He's worked pretty hard for that, but you can see there at the stoppage, the Wangaratta boys are a lot more active. Dan Sharrock was into Sam Murray. They were definitely trying to win the position, and they got the clearance. So we'll watch that for the second half.
Gotchling brings it back inboard. He finds its way to Pat Naish. Kicks to the top of the square. Oh, it's an elite body and paint player that day from Tom Boyd. He went back courageously. Ball spills out to Moore. Dream start for the Pies. Callum Moore's the man they turn to on so many occasions to bring them back in the contest, and he's done so just 60 seconds into this third term for Wodonga MG.
Yeah, what a start by Magpies. It's exactly what they need. Patrick Naish, their new man, early disposals for him. 2 disposals, the centre clearance out of the midfield, 2 inside 50. So the perfect start for Magpies. Let's see if they can crawl it back.
So 48-26, a 22-point margin, the all-important first goal this third quarter on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. That's what Ben Reid would have wanted. A hot start in the third term for Wodonga MG. Hello to Mimo and the crew. Of course, his Wodonga Bulldogs will play on Sunday, and we'll cover that one on O&M Live as Hunter Gotchling is crunched off the line by Brody Philo. An elite body and paint player that A, and Mawson's concrete player that A as well, as Philo goes inside forward 50 into the pocket looking for Gaston up against Laverty. Laverty crunched by 2 Rovers. He's over the boundary line though. He'll have it thrown back into play, 40 around from the Rovers goal. Dan Vaccaro on your 40-wing stat sheet. Scott Montgomery boundary side for Elite Building and Construction. Blake Panderescott and Gus McLeod with you for Wangaratta Motor Group.
Boundary throw in, deep in the pocket here for the Wangaratta Rovers. Philo, he got taken high by Hollandine. Umpire ignored it. Murray fended off 2, snapped to the top of the goal square, was touched off the boot. And it looks like the umpire, Jason Rains, got the whistle out here, Monty.
Paid the mark.
It was heavily touched off the boot, I thought, through the binoculars. Nonetheless, the Magpies will have the footy. They're going to kick out towards the broadcast side wing. Newton and Knowles.
Oh!
Newton and Knowles just didn't communicate.
Knowlesy not happy.
Knowlesy's not happy about it either. What about me, he said. He kicks in towards space, and Cam Barrett, he chomps out nicely, and he's going to send the Magpies into attack.
He is. Down centre wing. In a one-on-one contest there was Garish and Charlie Naish. Monty, you spotted something on the boundary for Elite Building Construction.
Juice with the big superflex on young Kai Williamson on the wing here, about 150 metres from the ball. Just took him to ground, had a bit of a wrestle. So
that's why you're the best down there for Elite Building and Construction. You see it all. Lights are on here at the Normins Oval as Christie does the ruck duelling there against Knowles. And here comes Sam Murray going back inside forward 50. It's a 2v1. Over the head of Gasson. Tilly did well to help out his defensive unit. He takes an intercept mark. His kick's good. Marjanovic marks on the back of the defensive square.
And he's going to look inboard. It's an okay kick. Porter does well, the old fella in this youthful outfit. A little 1-2. Ball comes the way to Ellis. Chip kick to Hollandine. Got it! And Tom Boyd got him late too. The Wangaratta Magpies boys are not happy with Tom Boyd.
He could have really put him in the next
week. He
week.
could have done some real damage, but he did pull out. Thankfully, Holland Dean looks okay. He'll steady and have a set shot, 45 metres out slide angle.
That's the ball movement we know from the Wangaratta Magpies there. There's a great kick from Aiden Tilley out of the back half. Now able just to open up. Braden Marjanovic, he's running, really needs to get going in this second half to be able to get the Wangaratta Magpies. Looks like that inside 50.
So here he is, Fraser Holland Dean. He'll kick on the right boot. It starts out of bounds on the full, and it just gets assisted across for a minor score. Not the best kicking from Fraser Hollandine. The Magpies move to 4-3-27. The Rovers 7-6-48. It's for Paulie's Corner Cafe.
It is indeed. Xavier Ellison is marked with the kick-in duties. Usually Sam Murray. He goes short here to Catapan. He's a left footer. He hugs the boundary line. Kicks to centre wing. Caught behind there was his coach Murray against Sharrock. Murray did pretty well just to wrestle back the ball. But here's Gottschling. Beautiful chiselling kick inboard. Finds Porter. And here's good movement for the Magpies. Out the back. Looking there for Cal Moore. Wasn't able to mark. Did all the hard work. Nolan hard at ground level. Over this football as well as Williamson. Shagger goes back again. Here's Squid Melville. Has to go back and retreat. Beautiful little dinky kick from Sharrock. He goes short. He finds Fraser Ellis, who wants to play on straight away. It's a disappointing kick, but the Rovers player there just left it. Juice Newton snaps goals. I'm not sure who pulled out of that contest. They're cramping, and Juice, he's the beneficiary. It's through for a steel line goal today. The Magpies have got the opening 2 in the third quarter, thanks to Wodonga MG, and the margin is back to 16 points.
Yeah, the margin's absolutely nothing now. Magpies really, really good starts at this quarter here. Patrick Nage, early disposals. Dan Sharrock as well, that beautiful little kick inside forward 50. Brad Melville as well, up to 16 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. So he's just showing his skill tenfold here in this contest. So 5 inside 50s to Wang Rovers 2. Magpies on top.
6 minutes gone here for Maccas in the third term, and the Magpies have come to play. So is this guy, Brody Philo, injected himself into this contest beautifully. He kicks up the centre half forward. Big contest forms. Booth stayed at ground level and injected inside 50. Tilley's got some work to do. In fact, it's Laverty. Over the top was Booth, numbers via Gottschling. Whistle, free kick.
Leg.
It's going the Rovers' way, Monty.
Yeah, he's paid for tripping there, boys. I couldn't quite see,
That's
but
harsh. He fell over the body off Ilmont.
Yeah, I don't reckon it was quite there, but anyway.
So the lights have come into full effect here at the Norm Inns Oval. No natural light left. And the ball is in the hands of the Wangaratta Rovers in a very dangerous position. Stewie Booth has trained the house down across this summer, boys. His best pre-season in a very long time. You backing him for the journey here, Mont?
I am. He's normally a really good finisher, so I'll back him in from here. And Tom Boyd just come off too, boys. He was the one that was cramping down in the goal score before.
Here's Booth against the run of play for the Wangaratta Rovers. Kick looks beautiful. Steel line goal of the day from Stuart Booth. The Rovers respond against the run of play, and the margin's back to 22 points.
They're doing such a fantastic job, Rovers, of just biting back when Magpies have a run on. We saw it in the second quarter. Magpies had all the play for the opening few minutes, and then Rovers just bite back. A great effort there by Rovers. A beautiful kick at goal there. 4 inside 50s now for Rovers. Brody Philo, Gus called it before. 3 disposals already this quarter. 13 for the game, and his clearance work is starting to look like it's taking damage.
So a good, calm finish there from Stewie Booth, and the margin is back out to 21 points. That's on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard here on O&M Live, 2AY 3&E, and O&M Snap Printing TV. Christie with the tap out of the ruck. It's going to go the way of Pat Naish here. He's just a smooth mover. And he goes up to half forward, kicks a bit of a shallow one. Newton left the footy behind. Coming in here and helping out Xavier Allison with Sam Murray, and the boundary line wins out in the end.
Patrick Naish now, 16 disposals, 1 goal for him on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Gus McLeod for Wangaratta Motor Group.
Thanks, Balake. The lights are starting to really take over the Norm Inns here. A bit hard to see on that far side as Knowles kicks into the pocket. Sam Murray in defence for the Rovers, intercepts. He's looking up to open up the grounds to the broadcast side wing. He ignores that, and he kicks long down the Ovens River side of the ground. It's a good kick to Philo. Philo's going to keep going down the wing. Dangerous looking kick, but sitting in the hole was Michael Bordignong. It's one of his best characteristics is his intercept marking, and so's his vision. He opens up the corridor. He's found Dan Sharrock, and here come the Pies.
Yeah, goes by hand, and here come the Magpies. Moore wanted a free kick. It was a pretty good effort there from Jace McQuaid. Coming through hard there was Dane Porter. Garish overran the footy. Melville caught in a strong tackle. And we have a free kick for holding the ball, do we, Mon?
Yeah, that's what they've paid. I don't know how when he kept his feet the whole time, but I think he paid diving on it. But yeah, anyway, move on.
McCarthy has laid a couple of big, strong tackles today. Exerted his presence out there. It's in the hands here of Will Christie. In the defensive pocket. Goes short. Parnell looks a pretty solid player. Does Kieran Parnell, the kick, not great. Put his teammate McQuaid under pressure. Naish left the footy behind. McQuaid did really well to win it back at half-back. He kicks down the wing, broadcast side. Well done there, Amory, to get a fist in. Falls the way here of Jesse Smith, who kicks back into attack for the Pies. It's a high up and under. Juice! Front position. Smart play from Michael Newton, and he's going to line up for goal number 2. 45 metres out in a slight angle.
He's had the angry pills, I reckon, at half-time, Juice. He's gotten a few scuffles, and I'm going to back him in for this one. I reckon he's up for this fight and going to really try and lead him coming into the second half.
So Juice Newton, he's going to line up and kick this one from about 48, 49 metres. He's already got one in this third term. And this to bring the margin once again back to 15 points on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. He kicks, drop, punt, set shots pretty well, but that's through for a minor score from Juice Newton. The margin back to 20. 34 plays, 54. The Rovers lead. We have played a tad over 10 minutes in this third quarter. We're doing it for all Wodonga MG.
So at fullback, it's Xavier Allison, one of the new recruits from the EDFL, who's just gotten better as the game's gone on, starting to find his feet. He goes short, and he links up nicely with Parnell for the Wangaratta Rovers to kick long down the line. Christie's the target, got a few to beat. The Rovers have numbers at the front of the pack, one of whom was McCarthy. He spins around 3 or 4 times before the ball spills out. Working hard here is Tilly. Handball over the top. Missed the target in Alice. Out of bounds with Lockie McCartney for a boundary throw in right in front of our broadcast position, as Dan Vaccaro has a perfect look at this one on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, Magpies playing really good this quarter. They're almost mirror imaging on what Rovers did. They're winning it out of the midfield, 9 inside 50s this quarter to 4.
Margin still sits at 20, and Christie's given away a free kick in the ruck contest to Chris Knowles. Once again, just an honest performer. You know what you're going to get every week from Knowlesy.
Been better in the second half.
He certainly has. Likes an option by hand. Short to Melville. Shallow kick inside 50. Not the right entry. In the hole once again is Sam Murray for the Wangaratta Rovers. He could have gone short to McCartney. He still can if he wants. Exit defensive 50. Goes broadcast flank here to Alex McCarthy. He likes an option down the wing. Really good overlap. And Williamson marks centre wing right in front of the benches.
Well, Gatto was the only man leading for him, and he ignored it. And he went inboard, and the Magpies have numbers everywhere. Here's a really good look. Ball's in the hands of Hollandine. Just forward of true centre for the Magpies. Overlapping to the Preston Prince Panda, we've been told, who kicks inside forward 50. Well done, Parnell. Took a really good mark. In fact, it's Christie who just flies in front of the contest there, and his ability, Monty, to impact the stoppage and then work his way around the ground has been superb.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been fantastic, isn't he? Really filling that hole that Toby Murray's left with the way he's been able to drop in front of the big forwards of Wangaratta so far in this game.
What Christie does well is he uses the ball so well, like Toby Murray for a ruckman, for a big ruckman. He's super agile, and those ruckmen don't grow on trees. Here's Parnell. Looks a player, goes out wide, and the switch is on. The Rovers have transferred the footy brilliantly. Allison, short dinky little kick, goes about 15 metres. Asks a lot of Osborne, had to hand pass it.
Oh, no.
Monty, I'm not sure what's happened there for Elite Building Construction.
Oh, so Lavity and Marklew all the way from the wing inside 50 were at each other, and Marklew just went down. He might have got him a little bit high, but Mason Rings found the free kick a little bit soft off the ball.
So what, 200 metres off the play?
Yeah, at least. But Marklew will have a shot from about 45, I reckon.
Alrighty. So, Marklew for goal number 3. And as Monty just described, a free kick off the play. About 200 metres off the ball, umpire Mason Rings picked that one out. Albeit Mark Lute for a really important steadier for the Wangaratta Rovers, and to put the margin out to 26 points, he's missed. The footy gods are with us on Good Friday. Minor score, 8-7-55 the Rovers. The Magpies 5-4-34 on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. Gus McLeod for Wang Motor Group.
Any update on the Jillamatong land, boys?
No update yet.
No update
They
yet.
said not Gus McLeod, I think, when they announced it.
Well, that's a pretty... leaves it
Taking
quite open to who's going to win it. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, Brad Melville, boys, we just saw him take the kick in there. He's up to 17 disposals on the 40 wing stat sheet. Really, really good game for him, and 11 inside 50s now for Magpies.
Who needs to lift?
A few of them. Cam Barrett does. He only hasn't touched the ball this quarter.
The Magpies kick up towards centre half forward. Hollandine been a live wire, palms the ball backwards. It was interesting. Support comes. Here's the go for Porter. Got to work really hard here. Does the captain. His handball was sloppy. Garish tied up on the boundary line. Nakes, that was Charlie, got involved in the action. Whistle, free kick is Catapan. Was he legged? Or was it McCartney? It was McCartney that's going to be the recipient of the free kick here. Across half back. They set up this wall in which they can switch the ball so well. And watch Allison, that's what he'll do. He'll chip the ball backwards and they're going to exit out the Ovens River side.
The Preston Prince, we need to address that once again, I think. I like that. We're referring to Alex Federico. That's the male. I won't reveal my sources, but I have been told in the follow-up text message he's a ripping fella, and we're happy to have him in this competition.
We have also been told it's a self-proclaimed nickname.
Yes, indeed.
Which are the best ones.
They all are.
That one's going to stick. Xavier Ellison at half-back, bit of a floating mongrel. Stays in play. Mark Lute charging at the footy. Sort of half hand pass it to himself and did really well to win the football back. Bit of a grubber kick. Good tackle there from Wilson. He's won a free kick for holding the ball. Really good pressure tackle there from Dill Wilson, and that's what we've come to see in his game over the last few years. He's too far out to score. He likes an option in the pocket, and it's Alex Marklew who did all the hard work on centre wing. He pushed forward on Boardington, and he's going to line up right in front of the scoreboard. They lead by 21.
He's really leading from the front, Alex Marklew. First game as captain, he's doing all the hard work off the footy, getting up around the stoppages when he needs to, and then working so hard to get back inside 50 and providing an option. And he's had a few shots where they haven't quite gone right tonight, but these are the angles that he really likes to kick from.
You're certainly right, Scott Montgomery. For Elite Building and Construction, these are the sort of sausage rolls. Gus McLeod, he kicks the FUD. So you'll line up, tied up against the boundary. In front of the scoreboard, it's a bit of a floater, but I reckon it's across the face. Through for a minor score. The Rovers 8-56. They lead the Pies by 22, 5-4-34. That's on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. So we go to Dan Vaccaro for 40 winks.
Yeah, just a quick one on the free kick count. It is 20 free kicks to 10 in favour of Rovers as well on the 40 wing stat sheet.
The poor kick out's going to work out okay if Marjanovic can pick up cleanly. He can't. McVeigh runs into a Rovers brick wall. He regathers the footy. But the Magpies have regained about 150 metres from the kick-in, and they'll get a stoppage forward of true centre.
Just a quick one, boys. Tom Boyd still hasn't come back on. He's struggling to get those calves going down here, so we'll just see how he goes and whether he gets back out there.
He's been covering a lot of turf today at centre half back. He's had a big job. Gotchling inside forward 50. Was okay trying to find Richards. Spills out the back of the pack. Murray shimmies and shakes. Wants to find the left. Good vision. And it's a nice kick to find Sam Catapan. His numbers for 40 winks, please, Dan Vaccaro.
This will be his 14th touch, Gus.
He's just working his way into this game, being a really solid contributor. Kicks down the line. Christie's the target. Good jukes. Brings it to ground level. Marklew dispossessed. Nice hands coming through the back of the contest from Laverty. Richards kicks inside forward 50. High up and under at centre half forward. Sharrock at ground level. He's going to be gone here. Whistle for high.
Too high.
It was a free kick for high. Dan Sharrock's got the footy. He's 55 from home. Kicks into the pocket. Juices the target. Juices the destination. Michael Newton marks in an all too familiar spot. 25 from home, 45-degree angle.
As soon as they get in the good ball, uses his hand around the 50. Wang looks so much more dangerous. Sharrock there, just normally a very good kick. And just got it in a space, and Juice was able to hold on to that one. So really need to kick this one and keep their hopes alive going in the three-quarter time.
You'll have a perfect view of this one on Snap, O&M TV. And so do we in the commentary box. A much-needed goal for the Magpies comes via Juice Newton. His second for the term. And the Magpies, They're back in this contest. Margin is back down to 20 points.
Yeah, we talked about it at half-time. Me and Monty was the two things they needed to fix was their forward entries and the quality of entries, and now they have done both. 15 inside 50s for Wang Magpies to 5. So complete territory dominance, but their inside 50 quality has just been top class as we see Juice Newton put one through there. Patrick Naish being good this quarter. He's got 4 touches. Dan Sharrock as well, 3 touches, using the ball better. Brad Melville 3, and Alex Federico's had the 3 touches. Need a lift from some of the Rovers players, and Sam Murray looks to be going back to his old position. 7 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet this quarter.
So it's a 16-point lead here, Panda, on the Paulie's Corner Cafe scoreboard. We're back live in the middle.
We are indeed for Wangaratta Motor Group on 2AY and 3NE's O&M Live and O&M Snap Printing TV. Great to have them involved with the Critic this year, Gus McLeod. Great to have the Critic up and about again. Yep. We love the Critic. Steve Turvette doing some of his best work in there this year. Good operator. Gotchling goes by hand, looking for Knowles. Bend down, Knowlesy, and pick it up. He did. His hand pass, though, wasn't all that great. And the Rovers have been caught holding the ball here. And a good tackle. It's a free kick here to Brad Melville. It is indeed.
It's a bit dark over that side of the ground, Pan.
It is in my eyesight as I get a little bit older and greyer, Gus. Isn't all that great.
So there's a couple of lights out on the towers, boys. That's probably what it is.
There it is. We'll blame there. Melville kicks to half forward. It's been swooped on by Gerish. He's gotten better as the game's gone on. His hand pass, though, wasn't great. Looking for Catapan, and it's a boundary throw in. Ovens River side of the ground. The margin 16 in the derby.
Monty, would it be fair to say that Ovens River side of the ground's a bit darker than this broadcast side?
Yeah, I think you're right. As I was saying, there's a few lights up at the towers, probably 3 or 4 on each tower over that side that are out, so maybe that's got something to do with it.
Maybe we need to move the broadcast box for the final quarter and just get on that side of the ground, boys.
We need to head to Specsavers for some eye tests as well.
We've got a pretty good set of goggles here in the box. They're not working all that well. Porter inboard to Ellis, got there in the nick of time. Needs to keep moving and inject some pace into this contest. Barrett inside 50 on a silver platter. Does not get better than that. Mawson's concrete player that day. Barrett to Juice, and Juice can have a chance to get his second goal in 2 minutes.
Spoke about it in their last inside 50. The good ball users, they need in their hands more often going inside 50. This time it was Cam Barrett's turn and did not miss. The eyes light up for these big forwards when they get those guys streaming through the middle of the ground and kicking it to them.
So this from Juice Newton will bring the margin back to 10 points at the 22-minute mark of the third term. We know it's going to get harder to play in the final quarter. The Magpies need this one, and Michael Newton can't deliver it. It's across the face of the left-hand side. A minor score, margin at 15 points, thanks to Paulie's Corner Cafe.
Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks, some of the trends.
Yeah, well, they've nullified Lockie O'Brien's influence as well.
Yep.
Boys. He's only had the 2 disposals this quarter, so definitely winning that area of the ground.
We'll come back to you, Dan, because it was a poor old kick-in, but the Mag Rovers somehow work it out. Spilling that mark there was Justin Lewis, but swooping was Gerish, and he says, get out of my way. Great tackle from Hunter Gotchling. He mows down Dylan Wilson, and the Magpies try to play on with advantage through the middle of the ground. Barrett went to ground. The Rovers get numbers back, and McCarthy's won a free kick for a high down on the ground, working hard for the contested possession. And he's got options on the broadcast wing. Here's Finn Osborne, kicked a pretty good goal in the second term. Good kick down the line as well. They got a bit of an overlap here, the Rovers. Amory just dropped the mark. Goes inside forward 50. Murray has to fly out the back. Instead, he collects Brad Velvin. In fact, it was Stewie Booth. And the Magpies switch the footy straight away over to Cam Barrett in front of the scoreboard. The margin's 15, 56 plays 41 on the derby. We're doing it for Albury Wodonga MG.
Barrett has options inboard. He ignores, and he opts to go down the boundary line wing. He's got big Lavity. A Murray Bushranger key forward, now turned into a bit of a utility swingman for senior duties at the Wangaratta Magpies. He switches dangerously, top of the goal square, walking into an open goal. The Magpies go bang via Justin Lewis. Wearing the number 54 this afternoon, maybe a fair chance his main jumper got ripped in a dust-up in the pre-season, boys. He loves the rough and tumble. And Monty, he loves running into an open goal.
Oh, what just the decision-making there to cross there with a lot of pressure back on Lavity. Not an ideal kick and really put it out of the pump, but Justin Lewis, man on the spot there, finishes with a goal and breaks the momentum that Wang was starting to build there, and just in in front of three-quarter time. Not what you want.
Yeah, really poor skill execution there by Wang Magpies. There's no way to sugarcoat it. And they have completely dominated the quarter, so that really hurts. 16 inside 50s to only 6, and they let up that goal. Really hurts the Magpies.
Yeah, that's a backbreaker, that one, I feel. So 62 plays 41. And he got himself in a really good position to impact the contest there, Justin Lewis. That's what we love about the youngsters for the Rovers. A big goal against the run of play.
It was his own man.
Oh, hang on. There's a player down crutching their knee.
Yeah.
Will Christie.
Catapan ran straight into him with his head into the knee, so...
Oh, he's in a lot of trouble, Will Christie. It looks like it's...
He's holding the back of his shin, boys, which is heavily strapped as well.
Yeah, it is indeed. So whether it's just cramp or a calf, who knows? We'll keep Monty on that one as the Rovers go into attack. Mark Luke crunches the pack. Ball spills to the deck. And we've got a ball up 40 out from the Rovers' goal.
Might just be cramp, boys, for Will Christie, the way they're treating it.
Which is good news. Hopefully he can get back out there. Gee, he's covered some turf, Gus McLeod.
Yeah, he's covered a lot more than I have in the summer, that's for sure.
It's so hard when you stand and slip.
Exactly right. Ball up. Gaston in the ruck. Got it down to Murray. Might be in trouble here, Muzz. He tried to fend him off. The umpire said he had no prior.
Been good, Sam Murray. 17 disposals on the 40-week stat sheet.
25 gone for Maccas. Third quarter action on O&M Live. Clearing kick wasn't the best. High up and under for the Magpies. They get the ball out towards centre wing. Coming through was Richards. He left it behind. As they kick long down the line, the Wangaratta Magpies. The Rovers have numbers. Well done, Hollandine. Got it onto McVeigh, but he couldn't take it cleanly. And the boundary line beats them all to the football for a boundary throw-in. We're 75 metres out from Magpies' goal. And Monty, they desperately need a goal on the eve of three-quarter time. 62 plays 41.
They definitely do, boys, because I'm just looking out there and I reckon the Rovers have spent a lot of petrol tickets to be in this position, whereas Wang look like they run on top of the ground a little bit more. A lot of cramping going on in the Rovers camp.
It looks like as well that they've got a pretty hard tag on Lockie O'Brien. It looks like Alex Federico is marking him at the stoppage, so we'll just watch that one as well. Here's Lewis meeting the football, goes by hand to Finn Osborne. Christie's recovered from that cramp. He just went to ground. And a kick inside forward 50 comes to the way of Juice Newton for the Magpies. Clever little soccer tap to Barrett. And a clever hand pass to Hollandine, who snaps and finishes. And that goal Gus McLeod spoke about comes to the way of Hollandine. He's got his second. The margin's back to 15. A smart finish from a youngster. He's got 2. It's a steer line goal that Dan Vaccaro.
You nailed it, Panda. A smart finish there, but the band, I'll put pressure on. Cam Barrett in the first 10 minutes didn't touch the ball. He's had 4 in about the last 5, and his kicks and his handballs are just second to none. So he's part of that brigade of the quality of entries going inside 50 now. So 17 entries inside the forward 50 for Magpies on the 40-wing stat sheet. Rovers only the 7. They got a lucky goal, but Magpies look to be winning the territory battle at the moment.
So just what the doctor ordered for the Wangaratta Magpies on the eve of three-quarter time. 15-point ball game, and they're going to have another chance to go inside 50 again. They can't do so because Sam Murray regathered possession. Booth, the recipient of Murray's penetrating kick, true centre wing, broadcast side. He's going to go short. It's a nice-looking kick. He's got Osborne. The Rovers' best player in the thirds grand final last year. Kicked 5 goals, 3 of them in the last term. Kicks long down the line. They just need a contest here. That's what they get. Jesse Smith comes through, tries to get a handball to Barrett. He's wrapped up in a big Wilson tackle. And the umpire's going to ball it up right in front of Scott Montgomery. As the three-quarter time siren sounds here in the Wangaratta Derby. The third quarter for Albury-Wodonga MG is done and dusted. And the Magpies have it all to do in the final term. They trail 7-5-47 to the Rovers 9-8-62. It's a big final quarter. It's a big Wangaratta derby. And it's coming your way on the other side of the break. On O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science. With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury-Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
.100% locally owned and operated.
O&M Live on 2AY.
15 points is the margin going the way of the Wangaratta Rovers at three-quarter time of the Wangaratta derby. Now, I want to get a quarter's best, and I want to get it thanks to my really good friends, Panda. Where are our good friends? Cavalier Holmes.
Cavalier Holmes, Gussie. Juice Newton for mine. He was ready to just take the game by storm. Kicked a couple of goals. He looks fantastic. He looks like he's ready to explode in the last quarter, Gus.
He certainly does. Couple of key stats on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Well, Brad Melville that quarter was good. He had the 5 touches. He's up to 20 for the game for them. And for Wang Rovers, I thought Sam Murray was back to his best as well. He's up to 18. He went down back a little bit that quarter, and he had 8 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet as well.
For Elite Building and Construction, Scott Montgomery, what do the coaches have to say at the final break?
Yeah, Sam just said we need to keep running, boys. We've stopped a little bit in that quarter and got Wang back into it, but for the rest of the game, we just need to keep going. While for Reedy, he just said, boys, we just got to throw everything at it here. Do not stop moving it. Get it moving as quick as you can, and who knows what we can do.
Look at those white sneakers from Scott Montgomery. Maybe you could put them up at a couple of those light bulbs in the light tower up there,
they
mate.
Are glistening.
They look like your pins, actually, Panda.
They
Very
do.
similar colour.
How many touches for Lockie O'Brien in that quarter, Dan?
2.
And to Alex Federico.
Alex Federico had 4 disposals that quarter.
Monty, is that a matchup from the Wangaratta Magpies camp?
Well, they're not starting that way in this quarter, boys. So I think everyone was just played their role. I know Sharrock was with him in a few stoppages, but yeah, I think Federico might have been picking up in general play.
And Monty, the crowd is still spilling off. It's been a good crowd in for the derby.
Yeah, I reckon that would have been 4.5 maybe, boys. So not a bad one, but I still reckon a Sunday afternoon you would have 7 or 8 on an Easter Sunday.
I tend to agree. Nonetheless, we've got a good crowd here for what's going to be a big final term. The Wangaratta Magpies, they're going to be kicking to the Evans Street end, and there's going to be plenty of support for them, as will the Rovers, kicking to the Wangaratta Club Room's end. 3-quarter time score, 7-5-47 the Magpies, the Rovers 9-8-62. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's coverage of O&M Live footy in the Wangaratta Derby. Scott Montgomery's boundary side. Dan Vaccaro's on the 40-wing stat sheet. My name's Gus McLeod alongside Blake Pander-Escott for Wangaratta Motor Group. Umpire Mason Ring holds the footy aloft, and here's the final term for Cavalier Homes.
So will the Rovers hold on, or will the Magpies mount a charge? That's the big question. We'll find out in half an hour. Sam Murray with the first clearance. O'Brien with that due just fell over onto Christie, who gets it on the boot, and it bounces inside forward 50 into a bit of space for the Rovers. Melville just tried to pluck it out of mid-air. And we're going to have a stoppage, 40 out from the Rovers' goal. First goal, super important here in this 4th term for Cavalier Homes.
Will Christie cramping already in this 4th quarter, boys. So
and Tom Boyd's done too, Mon.
Yeah, he didn't come back on after the 5-minute mark of that 3rd quarter, boys, and said at 3-quarter time he's done.
I believe that's cramp as well. So a few boys needing a little bit of pickle juice as Murray nibbles one inside 50. Markley does well just to force a contest on boarding on. Oh, put his head over the footy brilliantly there was Williamson. The Magpies clear right in the middle of the ground. A genuine one-on-one. Nolan up against Hollandine. Doing well and helping out Nolan was Ledger. Getting a hand pass on to Garish, who just jams it on the boot, but it's a poor one. It's going to come straight back through Gotchling at halfback.
I think he forgot what colours he was wearing there. The kick goes down the line from Gotchling. Hollandine, good mark out in front.
Played well.
He's been really impressive, has the youngster. True centre wing, Ovens Riverside. He kicks to centre half forward. Moore out in front. Well done there by Parnell. Got a fingertip in on that one. Michael Newton joins in the action. O'Brien got a handball back. Parnell out towards Jack Garish for the Rovers. Ovens Riverside of the ground. Kicks to a big one-on-one contest. Fudd couldn't quite get the good read on that. Numbers at the back of the pack with the Wangaratta Magpies. Melville from a standing start. Kicks short. Finds Gotchling on the edge of the square.
Chili's had a few nervy little moments in defence today. Maybe opening round nerves. Here's, looks like Charlie Naish on that far side for the Wangaratta Magpies. He's going to move the footy to half forward in a dangerous position. Newton with the front sit. Marjanovic at ground level. Newton with a little spin. Hand passes it to Sharrock. A clever left foot kick. Finds a player in space. Ellis can almost steady from 45. He passes it off over the head of Moore, who says, "What are you doing, Ellis?" It was a poor kick. Parnell's kick was pretty poor as well. Put Xavier Ellison under a little bit of pressure, but he had time to calmly find the player in defence. And here's Lockie O'Brien for the Wangaratta Rovers.
Just so uncharacteristic from the Magpies. That's normally their bread and butter, their one wood. Here's Garish. He's one wood's running, and that's what he needs to do. Gets on the overlap of this handball from Philo. Jack Garish takes a bounce. He now takes a second. Handball's over the top. The handball was poor. Missed the target in Amory. Laverty was good. Handball was poor. Now it's Mark Lou underground, working hard. Laverty. Handball's back in board. Philo's there. Fumbles. Handball's in towards a bit of space. Kick on goal from Amory. Doesn't have the legs or the accuracy. Across the face, 4-8 minus score. The Rovers move to 9-9. The Magpies 7-5. Dan Vaccaro, 40 wings.
Well, whatever tag they were running with Lockie O'Brien, I reckon they've dropped it because he's had 4 disposals in the opening 3 minutes of this game, of this quarter.
Pat Naish's numbers in the second half, Dan?
Pat Naish had 4 last quarter. He's had the 1 disposal so far this quarter.
So a little bit quiet as he started the game on fire. Murray certainly has been prolific for the Rovers. Back into attack they go. Grossman sweeping up. Does really well, like he's done for 250-odd games. His kick was poor, though. Charles Ledger intercepts for the Rovers on centre wing, who have started this 4th quarter just as Sam Murray would have asked. Up for the challenge. O'Brien with another 40 winks. Comes in the middle of the ground. It's Christie, who's moved well all day. Goes high up and under inside 50. Massive pack. Good luck marking that. at ground level was Amory. Clever little snap over the shoulder, all by himself as the big Frenchman, Gaston. Can he get around Boardington and Banana one? He can't. It's going to bring rain. Gaston, it went 50 metres up in the air. The umpire's fallen over.
Nah, ball's already over, I reckon, boys.
Stewie Booth thinks he's kicked a goal. And we've got a bit of confusion here. It's a minor score. That's a Mawson's concrete effort of the day from the big Frenchman, Shane Gaston. Minor score. The Rovers 64, the Magpies 47. Gus McLeod for Wang Motor Group.
Nice centre half back. Beautiful vision in board to Marjanovic. Here comes Diane Portner. Dane Porter in towards full forward. Moore got held. Umpire saw it that way. Free kick, Callum Moore. Coast to coast footy from the Pies. Callum Moore will have a set shot, 30 metres out, slide angle.
Yeah, engaged very early there, Cal. He knew he was probably a little bit out of position, and Jason McLeod just grabbed on as he tried to release. And probably there, as they went inside 50 quickly, that's what you want for your key forwards. One-on-one contest, you're going to get a grab from a defender 9 times out of 10.
And the kick from Pat Naish, he burnt about 4 or 5 options, and then he found Marjanovic to slice up the corridor. Callum Moore, must-kick goal for the Pies. Misses to the left. How crucial bad kicking will become in this contest. Well, we'll tell in about 25 minutes. The Pies 7-6-48, the Rovers 9-10-64. Work locker Wangaratta scoreboard at the 5.5 minute mark of the final term for Maccas.
Monty, I mean, the Rovers haven't had a goal against them in the opening 5 or so minutes, which is exactly what Sam Murray would have asked for as he's marked it on centre wing.
Yeah, absolutely. The longer they can go without Wangaratta putting it on the scoreboard, the easier it will be to defend later in the quarter.
Christie's a contender for our Harvey Norman betting player of the day. He's been everywhere. As he kicks to half forward, Laverty with his head over the footy. Lewis tackles him. He did really well, and he kept it in play cleverly. Amory's hand pass just missed his intended target, Philo. Mark Lew just tripped Boardington. He just went, I'm going to ankle tap you. It's rugby league.
There's history between them.
There is, yes. And Boards has a free kick in defence. The Rovers by 16 in the last quarter, all thanks to Cavalier Holmes. Christie again, inside forward 50 with a bit of a floater. Barrett had to stand underneath it. He takes the defensive intercept mark, and he switches the footy straight away. Holding his width brilliantly is Harry Hewitt, and he goes on centre wing even further up the ground. A 1-on-1 to Hollandine and to Nolan.
And the ball's going to stay in the field of play. I think it is. No, it's just gone out of bounds. True centre wing, far side. Monty for Elite Building and Construction. When do the Magpies go for a small look inside forward 50? Because the tall option isn't really working for them at the minute.
Oh, I think it's more their use going inside 50, Gussie. I reckon the bigs have got to some good positions. Just the ball use going in has not helped them out at all, because they look so dangerous in that third quarter with Juice getting on the end of a few, and also Cal's hit the scoreboard as well.
They kick long via Hewitt in towards full forward, out the back. The right free kick.
Push. Yep.
There's a clear push in the back, and Michael Juice Newton will have a set shot, 40 metres out. Slightest of angles, Monty. The distance won't trouble Juice.
And this just shows what key defenders can do. Tom Boyd has been off since the 5 minute mark of the third quarter, and Juice has come alive and looked the most dangerous forward out there. So if you can put this one on the scoreboard, really opens the game up.
It's against Parnell.
So Michael Newton to the Evans Street end. Right foot kick looks good. The Magpies are back in this contest. 54 plays 64. Juice has kicked 3 majors. And on the work locker Wangaratta scoreboard, it's a 10-point ball game.
Yeah, fantastic finish there. Moy's second shot at it this quarter, but a really, really important goal. So 5 inside 50s now for Magpies to 5 inside 50s for Rovers, but a great finish there. And you mentioned it earlier, Mont, just that Boyd coming off the ground has just put an underside Parnell on Moore, and he looks to be dominating this game. Most dominant forward on the ground, Callum Moore.
Newton.
Newton.
Just the due factor as well, Monty. It seems like the players are slipping over just a little bit, and there's a few extra fumbles.
I think they're a bit tired too, boys, because it's not that bad at the moment.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it's just more they're getting tired, and that's why the skills and they're going to ground a little bit more.
Hot day, lots of Ks covered, especially from that man, Will Christie. He's been fantastic. He goes inside forward 50, Murray! Out the back.
Paid a push.
He's been pinged. He didn't like it as well. He shoved the footy in the face of Grossman. So Murray's marked and the umpire's picked out an in the back free kick as Grossman pumps it into the middle of the ground. There's a couple of Magpies waiting at the back of the contest. One of them was Moore. It was a clever old tap on to Dane Porter, but the Rovers win it back. Jace McQuaid just hacks it out of there, and it's going to land fortuitously in the arms of Stewie Booth. Just too far out to score, and he allows his charges to come back inside forward 50. He says, boys, I'm putting it to the hot spot. Murray! An elite body and paint marker of the day. He's cramping on the ground. That's what he can do. He can leap high. And he's plucked out a beauty for the Wangaratta Rovers.
Spoke about it a lot already. His movement in the midfield has really opened up this opportunity to go forward a bit more, and he's so dangerous with his aerial skill. Just needs to make sure he goes back, takes his time, takes his full 30 seconds here, and puts it through.
He is going to be a really dangerous option, Gus McLeod, forward in 2024.
And they just haven't learnt how to track him. He's starting at the midfield stoppage, then running inside forward 50, and alternatively running behind the footy as well. The Magpies haven't had the answer for Sam Murray today.
He's taken lots of grabs in this competition since he's joined. Back with the Wangaratta Rovers. He'll line up from 30, and you can hear the jeers. He's missed. The Magpies are letting him know about it as well. So an important miss from Sam Murray, and it keeps the Magpies in it. 65 plays 54. We've played 9 minutes of the Maccas time clock. That's on the work block of Wangaratta scoreboard. Nervy moments for the Rovers, Gus McLeod.
Lots of footy left in this game, boys. Don't you worry about that. Hollandine, did he take the mark?
Christie.
He's going to pay front. He should have paid front possession there, but nonetheless, Christie marks. Pumps it back into the hot spot for the Rovers. At ground level, that's not who you want, the big Frenchman there. But this bloke's all right. McCarthy's missed. Got it from hand to boot pretty quickly across the face for a minor score. And it looks like they're going to try and attack the corridor quite frequently here, Monty, for elite building and construction.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. If you got to score, you got to take it up the middle as quick as you can and get it there as fast as you can to the other end.
Pat Naish, his numbers for 40 winks, Dan.
Pat Naish has had, this will be his 20th disposal on the 40 wing stat sheet.
Pretty good return, and he goes the old-fashioned barrel to centre wing. Christie, he has been enormous in this fourth quarter with a great mark. Monty, elite building and construction.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable all day, hasn't he, Christie? He's nearly been the difference, I'd say. Just really set him up through the middle of the ground.
He's been brilliant. And I tell you what, if he plays like this in 2024, he's going to showcase those talents we all know he has. Here's Parnell, centre wing. The Rovers just looking to take the edge off the footy a little bit here. 66 plays 54. 12-point and even 2-goal margin here in the derby. That's on the work locker Wangaratta scoreboard. Good mark as well. In fact, it was dropped late by Stewie Booth. Federico's hand pass just missed his intended target. Lockie O'Brien did well just to get a hand pass and spin out of a couple of tackles. Booth's hand pass was intercepted. O'Brien wins it back. Hand passes here to Booth, who tries to take on a couple of players, and Hunter Gotchling wraps him up. Big free kick to the Pies in defensive 50. They trail by 12, Gus McLeod.
Short penetrating kick. It's not the best, but the Magpies regather possession. They kick up to centre half forward, and Big Juice, he's got some work to do in a one-on-one. He stops and evades. Nolan joins in the action. Umpire puts the whistle away. Now he's brought it out. Scott Montgomery, elite body and paint.
Yeah, Juice just gave a little ankle tap there to Shag and Nolan, so yeah, it wasn't ideal, but it was just there.
Shag has lost his boot in his 100th.
Don't think you'd have personalised 100th game boots, but they are important when you play.
They are indeed. I saw Lindsay Thomas kicked a goal without his boot once, didn't he, Monty?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah. Interesting stat for you. Pointless one, in fact.
Couldn't kick with his boots on, though.
No, you couldn't.
He doesn't need him, Shaganolan. He's just hit Sam Catapan. 12-point lead to the Rovers. Still lots of footy left in this one. 12.5 minutes for Maccas. Justin Lewis. True centre wing, broadcast side, right in front of the two interchange gates. Lewis, long, high up and under. Calmore with brute strength brings it to the front of the contest. Marjanovic left it behind, and McCarthy happy to see it across the boundary line. We'll go to Dan Vaccaro for the 40-wing stats.
Yeah, well, Rovers are still dominating the inside 50 count, boys. 10 inside 50s to 5 this quarter. Lockie O'Brien has definitely shaken whatever tag he had. He's up to 8 disposals this quarter, 27 for the game.
Boundary throw in. Rovers by 12, and we're going to get that one tossed back in. It was a bit of a short throw in. The Gaston, well, the Frenchman, he doesn't like that.
He's fuming.
He throws it to the turf. Lucky not to give away a free kick. The big Frenchman. Not happy indeed.
He was on, Panda.
He was indeed. Stopped his run of play. That's a better throw in. As Gaston and Moore just wrestle. Moore tries to tap it. Good hand pass out the back of the stoppage from Williamson. Allison's kick was a shocker. Paddy Naish mid-air soccers it from Lionel Messi style out of mid-air, and it's out of bounds on the full. Right in front of Scott Montgomery for elite building and construction.
Yeah, Paddy Naish just probably died out of the game a little bit, and stuff like that just shows that, yeah, just needs to get up with the pace of the game a bit quicker. Would
have loved to have seen him just take possession there, Monty. Could have got a restart. Mind you, there was a few Rovers coming after him. That's a very ordinary kick from Catapanta, high up and under. Gotchling in the centre of the ground, left it behind. Allison come through, lucky to get the handball in the nick of time. Well done, Gotchling, being superb. Onto Sharrock, high up and under inside, forward 50. Big contest forms. Well done, McVeigh. Got some space, but's got a bit of work to do on the legs. Well done by the Rovers. They've got numbers. Nolan was one of them. Left it behind for McVeigh. Inboard, good kick.
Front on.
Dropped the mark. Richards is there. Lurking around this ball is Allison. That was a clean throw. Umpire missed it. The ball's out wide with Justin Lewis trying to find Wilson. He gets a clean gather and the Rovers have it true centre wing.
Interesting hand pass from Jack Gerish, but he won't care. Is that one stayed in play?
No,
on the far side of the ground. Okay, so the kick has gone out of bounds on the full, and the Pies win it back on centre wing, far side of the ground. A couple of dark pockets over there. A couple of interesting operators getting around. As Barrett with a left foot chiseling kick is just very ordinary. And that's out of bounds on the full. And the Rovers win it back on centre wing. So the Rovers lead 66-54. We've played 14 minutes in this last quarter, all thanks to work like a Wangaratta. Allison called to play on. Kicks it to half forward. Overrunning the footy there was Barrett. Spills out here to Pat Naish. She's been wrapped up by McCarthy straight away. Very lucky Patty Naish. She had a chance to get rid of that one.
Was clever footy, absorbed the pressure.
Anyway, it's a ball up, 40 out from the Rovers goal. They lead by 12, 15 gone.
Pies need the next one, simple as that. Moore's in the ruck, he won the clearance, he got it up towards true centre. Hewitt flew high. Good use of the body there from McVeigh. He creates a stoppage. And a big tackle applied there by Charles Ledger, who's a big young lad who's played a big role today for the Wangaratta Rovers. Will ball the footy up just to the side of the centre square. Centre circle, I should say. 66 plays 54. The Rovers lead the Magpies. 16 gone for Maccas. Pinballs around at the middle of the ground. Numbers here with the Rovers. Here's a chance to break away. Well done by Williamson. Did he get legs? He got done holding the ball, Monty.
Yeah, I thought he might have handballed that, but the umpire thought he might have been caught before.
Preston Prince.
We'll get to that one in post-game, I reckon, Panda. High up and under from the Preston Prince, and he finds Jesse Smith, true centre wing broadcast side.
He does indeed. Preston Prince, of course, is Alex Federico. Here's Nick Richards. Jace McQuaid wins it back for the Rovers. O'Brien just faked and jumped a hand pass, and in the end, Allison ran out of turf. Right in front of Scott Montgomery. In a wonderful position, boundary side. Boundary throw in. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks. Give us a couple of stats.
Well, Lockie O'Brien, 28 disposals now on the 40 wing stat sheet. Looking good. 10 inside 50s for Rovers.
So the ball back into play. Amory wrapping up Federico, and we'll have a stoppage. Edge of the square, attacking end for the Wangaratta Magpies. We've only had the one goal in this fourth quarter thanks to Juice Newton at the 7th minute mark, and it sits at 12 points. Gus McLeod for Wang Motor Group.
One of the best players on the ground has been Hunter Gotchling for mine. He got the ball in towards Federico, who got it inside 50, and Ledger's there. It's been a really important key pillar in the back six today for the Rovers. He kicks down the broadcast side wing. The big FUD! He flew high, he made a good contest, he brought it to ground level most importantly. And the ball's going to be thrown up right in front of Scott Montgomery. Elite building and construction.
Yeah, a lot of tired boys. Everyone that's coming off is stretching the calves. A lot of cramp going on. So whoever can hold on here, it's going to be a big win for him going forward.
Federico just got poleaxed into the deck by Will Christie. It was a fair tackle, but he'll feel that one tomorrow, Will Federico. The Rovers lead 66-54, thanks to work like a Wangaratta.
Gatto's lying on the ground doing a few cramp stretches, Scott Montgomery, the big fella.
He collapsed as soon as he got over the line, big Gatto. It's just older age and a bit of heat, I think, as he talks to me on the way past. Yeah, he's sore.
So Cal Moore wins the free kick on centre wing. It was a smart kick into a bit of space. Roving the pack here, the Pies. A left foot kick. It's a high up and under towards goal. And Will Nolan positioned himself beautifully to take the defensive intercept mark. Been good in his 100th, just done his role like he does every week, Shagger. He goes short here to Allison, who I think's really grown into the game on debut, Scott Montgomery.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been a really calm influence, and he's used the footy every time really well.
Nolan wants to attack the corridor. Good kick to find Finn Osborne. True centre half back, slightly towards the broadcast side. They're trying to play this methodical brand that we saw them execute in the first term. And Finn almost had a brain fart there. The kick's been marked by the coach, Sam Murray, but he's had to work really hard, Monty, in front of big Liam McVeigh.
He has, hasn't he? He's been really good today. So Sammy's just got cramp as well, boys.
Professional cramp, Monty?
Yeah, I think it might be, but no, he has covered the ground too, Sammy, so probably is a little bit of cramp.
He's looking very lean as he kicks towards Philo. Couldn't get there. Tilly joins in the action, happy to take the ball across the boundary line for a boundary throw. And the equation's pretty simple. The Magpies need 3 goals. They trail 66-54, and I reckon they got 6 minutes to do it, boys, for Maccas.
Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Magpies need to get it forward. 8 inside 50s only this quarter to Rovers 10, so they've got to get it forward more and snag some goals.
Don't think it'll be a very long term as well. We've only had the 1 goal from Deuce Newton. We've played 20 minutes, Macca's time clock. Rovers by 12. They are doing the attacking here, the Pies, though. Jesse Smith marks on centre wing. He looks up and he just sees a sea of players in his defensive 50. In it goes again. Murray impacting the contest. Well done by Parnell, who just hacks it out of there. And it goes out of bounds for an important throw-in once again. They have wasted a fair bit of time in the last sort of 10 minutes. Ball in discretion, Scott Montgomery. This is perfect play from the Wangaratta Rovers.
Absolutely. It's going to hug the boundary line, I reckon, from here on in the Rovers, whereas Wang will take it on through the middle for the rest of the game.
And Cal Moore's been trying to get back on for about 2 or 3 minutes. If you're going to win the game of footy, he's going to be the man to do it. Allison for the Rovers just takes his head of bounds. This is what the Rovers want to do, Monty. Repeat stoppage after repeat stoppage.
Absolutely, they do. If they can waste another 2 or 3 minutes just with it stuck on this wing, they're going to win the game of footy.
They certainly will. 20 and a half minutes gone for Macca's. Final quarter is thanks to Cavalier Homes, and the Rovers are sitting on what could be a derby win for the ages. 66 plays 54. They've been the best side tonight, but the Rovers and the Magpies, they always play to the final siren. Not over to the fat lady sings.
Only a few more minutes left, I reckon, boys, and Rovers are looking really poised to see this game out. 10 inside 50s to 8 this quarter, and they look like they've got the composure.
4th repeat stoppage we've had here. The Magpies need to buck the trend. They leave the footy behind at the stoppage, and it comes out to the centre wing position. Barrett got taken high. Umpire ignored it. Dispossessed was Wilson. Umpire said play on. Here's a beautiful sit here for Booth. Can he gather the footy? He's got a 2-on-1 as Mark Lou gets in on the party, but the Fudd left it behind. And Michael Bordignon defeats 2 Rovers to get a boundary throw in. The Rovers have gained 50 metres here, and it'll be a boundary throw in 50 metres from home. They might have just done enough, boys. 22 minutes gone, or 21 and a half, I should say, Panda. 66 plays 54.
They lead by 12 on the Work Locker Wangaratta scoreboard. We'll get Dan's thoughts very soon on who could be a Harvey Norman betting player of the day. Will Christie for mine's been excellent. Hunter Gotchling as well for the Pies. Porter goes by hand to Melville. Here's a bit of space and open play. Beautiful chiselling kick. Cal Moore's marked. 45 metres out, directly in front.
Or maybe more, Panda.
He's probably, he's 50. He's going to have to kick this 55.
Man on the mark's 51.
Margin 12 points. Simply must go through. And it's in the hands of a man who says, I am the man. And he nails it. A steer line goal today from Cal Moore. And the margin's back to an even 6. He's got 3. Game on in the derby. Massive next clearance. Scott Montgomery for building and construction.
Yeah, absolutely it is, boys. What a finish, Cal Moore. You love to see the big players do big things in big moments, and gets them back in within a kick. Don't put a draw out of the equation here, boys.
Absolutely, and what a finish there by Cal Moore. You said it more. He was screaming it ready to get him on 2 minutes ago, and he comes on and absolutely bangs one through from 55. 10 inside 50s apiece now. It's going down to the absolute wire.
20 minutes from Michael Newton's goal to Callum Moore's goal. That's how good this Rovers defence has been. 23 gone, the Rovers by 6 in the Wangaratta derby. Knowles took it out of the ruck and kicked it a centre half forward. Hewitt left it behind. The coach, Sam Murray, stepped up and pumped it as far as he possibly can. And it's going to get out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. The umpire had a lot of feedback from the crowd, potentially looking for deliberate.
I think AFL would have been pinged, wouldn't it?
Oh, I bloody hope not.
in the AFL.
One even goal is all that separates these two sides. 23.5 gone for Maccas. Here's Panda Escott for Wangaratta Motor Group.
Scott Montgomery.
I just reckon Wang need to number up any spares behind the footy from the Rovers, so they're trying to get numbers back there and clog it up.
60 plays 66, and here's the FUD with a hand pass on to Stewie Booth, who set sail from 50. Has he won the game for the Rovers? Stewie Booth with a steal line goal today. He might have just done enough. He's got 2 in the derby. He won't kick a more important goal than that. The Magpies were coming, and Booth's gone bang, margin back to 12.
Absolute clutch finish there by Booth. That was amazing. And Rovers, I've just got a feeling they're going to run away with it. 24 minutes gone now, and there couldn't be much longer. What a finish there by Rovers.
Do you give him a chance, Monty the Pies?
Nah, all over now, boys. I think any score there just killed it.
So at the 24.5-minute mark, the Rovers respond via Stuart Booth. He's been a Resi's player for the last 2 years. He's worked his way into this senior side, and he might have just won a derby for his home club, the Wangaratta Rovers. Nace for the Pies, kicks it inside forward 50. Well done by Porter. Got the read on that, but he left it behind. Inside 50 goes Federico, pushing the back. Free kick, Monty, talk us through it.
Yeah, just fell into the back of Porter, so Porter will get it about 60 away from goal. A little bit too far, but he's got to get it moving quick.
Dane Porter, the captain, goes on to Big Knowlesy. Probably not the best kick inside 50 from Knowles. Sharrock flew. At ground level was Nolan for the Rovers. Then Murray kicks out towards the boundary line. The Rovers need a stoppage. Well done, Brody Philo. Just injected enough pace to get the ball across the boundary line, and it's a restart. 70 from Magpies goal. 72 plays 60. The Rovers lead by 12 points. 25 minutes gone on the Maccas time clock, fourth quarter.
And Sam Murray as well, 8 disposals this quarter, and just again doing enough.
Certainly is the coach. Took a big specky earlier in this term as Gotchling is, well, his kick lands fortuitously here in the arms of Grossman as he was crunched. And this simply must go through. Waste no time. He'll kick from 45 directly in front. He kicked 4 in the semi-final last year, did Grossman, and that's out of bounds on the full. 72 plays 60. 26 minutes gone in the final quarter. We're doing it for Cavalier Homes, and this could be a famous win for Sam Murray's man, Gus McLeod.
Grossman, he's going to get the footy once again off the kick-in. He's going to go short this time, looking for Melville. Well done, Xavier Allison. Got a fist, another stoppage. They might have just done enough here, Monty.
Yeah, absolutely. And Xavier Allison, hasn't he stood up down back today as that mid-sized defender that they've probably been screaming out for a few years to help out Shag and Nolan.
The siren is imminent at the 26-minute mark as Moore wins the tap. Ellis for the Magpies to the top of the goal square. Hewitt pushed underneath the footy. Siren sounds! And against all odds, the Wangaratta Rovers have secured derby win. A famous derby win in season 2024. No one tipped them, no one gave them any chance, and on enemy soil, they've claimed a win for the ages.
Would love to know the last time the Wangaratta Rovers won at this venue. We might do a little bit of research. You might have to jump on Sporting Pulse, Gus McLeod, just to find that one out. But a wonderful win for the Wangaratta Rovers in season 2024. What a way to start the season. They did the same thing last year, but this win just looked a little bit more important. 72 plays 60, 10-12-72, 9-6-60. A big hello to the over 700 people watching on O&M Snap Printing TV and listening on 2AY and 3&E. That is a wonderful win for the Wangaratta Rovers, Gus McLeod.
Take nothing away from the Wangaratta Rovers today, Panda. They were absolutely superb. They jumped the Magpies early. The Magpies didn't have the answers until midway through the second quarter, and that buffer that they built was enough to keep them in the game. I tell you what, Scott Montgomery, he has got a mountain of a job to do to pick our Harvey Norman betting player of the day. I thought the coach was absolutely superb. He was inspirational. Tom Boyd was good, but he didn't get through a full game of footy. But I think, Panda, you and I are both leaning towards 2 players for the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Lockie O'Brien set up the win, and Will Christie was instrumental in the ruck.
I thought Will Christie's game was absolutely fantastic, and it'll be hard to go against him, and I think Scott Montgomery has certainly agreed. Here he is, boundary side with Will Christie.
Yeah, boys, got Will Christie, mate. What a win. Derby win, round 1. Great way to start the season, and the boys really brought it today.
Yeah, for sure. No, our attempt was there, right from the first bounce, and a few momentum swings throughout the game. But I thought it was a really mature performance to hold on there at the end when they were coming pretty hard. Yeah.
And a few of the new boys, Lockie O'Brien and guys like that, they got it going early on and through the middle around yourself, mate. Really good start by your midfield.
Yeah, for sure. No, Lockie's been great since he's come in. Just that AFL experience and really trying to pass on his wisdom to the younger boys. So he's been huge. I thought Kieran Parnell tonight was super, especially one-on-one defensively. A big juice back there. The other boys as well, they've come in. Yeah, it's been super.
And personally, mate, how are the legs? Obviously, a bit of cramp going on out there. Nice and hot day, but got through by the end.
Yeah, lots of both cars went late in the third there. So a couple bottles of pickle juice got me through. So I was happy I could play it out. Yeah.
Well, go and enjoy it, mate. Really good win. Always great to beat the rivals on Good Friday.
For sure. Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Will Christie, our Harvey Norman betting player of the day. He was a player the Rovers were bullish about for the last 18 months. He linked up with Geelong VFL last year and it starved him of his opportunity in brown and gold. But on the biggest stage you have in home and away footy, the Wangaratta Derby. That is Miraz Lanaz in front of us. We don't talk to district players anymore. It's an Ovens and Murray product.
He's had a gutful, I think, old Mirrors. We won't give him any plugs.
Well, he's going to take his cashies back out to Beechworth. Take nothing away from this Rovers outfit, though, Panda. They are absolutely flying. No one gave them a chance. They had their backs against the wall and they stood up.
Yeah, and Michael Newton just brought the whole Wangaratta Magpie group in. I'm not sure whether it was a bake, whether it was a reminder of, hey, this is a really, really long season. We've had a very great off-season. We've brought in a lot of quality, but we've got to come out and get it done. That win must mean so much to Sam Murray. I don't think there's a better win that I've seen. Yes, the Derby win last year meant a lot, but let's be honest, the Magpies had a lot of players out, and we know the unfortunate circumstances they were under, but that is the best Wangaratta Rovers win I've seen in a long time.
Monty, you're about to head into the rooms. I'm not sure if you can hear us down there, but they're going to come off to an absolute ovation of brown and gold fans here, the Rovers.
They are, and don't worry, everyone says they don't read the media, and that all been absolutely copping it because no one in the media has picked them, so they're very cock-a-hoot and they're up and about. So they should be after a win like that. Absolutely fantastic win. And a few of them are even saying it's even better when it's on a long weekend too.
Well, I really want to find out the last time the Rovers won at this ground. It must be 9-10 years, I reckon.
Certainly in my time, Panda, I haven't seen them win here in a very long time, and they've done a fantastic job to start well and then maintain the win the whole way through. We might have to ride the levels here, Panda, as Monty makes his way into the Wangaratta Rovers rooms. They're going to sing this song pretty loud and proud, but they're taking their time getting off, Monty. What's the GO down there?
Shaggy's just been held up by one of our competitors, actually, so that's what the hold-up is.
Right.
100th game for Shagger.
It's all in sports down there, are they, Monty?
Yeah, something like that.
Shagger Noel in his 100th game. You won't get a sweeter victory than that, knocking off the crosstown rivals on their home deck under lights Good Friday. And they'll sing the song loud and proud in enemy soil, boys. They will love this one, the Wangaratta Rovers. Running away victors, 10-12-72 to 9-6-60. The Rovers have defeated the Wangaratta Magpies on enemy turf. Scott Montgomery, our boundary rider for Elite Building and Construction, is following them into the rooms. And we'll try and capture what will be one of the best renditions, I would say, of the Wangaratta Rovers song for 2024. And I think Monty's getting a little bit of feedback from some of the players regarding the tipping this year.
So we should. None of us picked them. No? One little bit. We'll try our best to get the song here as well, Gus McLeod. We've just lost connection.
They're about 15 metres underground, Panda, which is never ideal for broadcasting.
It's a fair old dugout, isn't it, down here?
So we've just lost Monty, but the Wangaratta Rovers have claimed a wonderful victory and they're singing that song loud and proud. So
we might take a break here, Panda, and we'll try and catch up with Sam Murray on the other side of the break, just to really get an understanding of what this win means to the brown and gold. Full time, the Rovers victorious over the Magpies, 10-12-72 to the Magpies, 9-6-60. Stick around on OMFNL Live. We're going to head into the Wangaratta rooms on the other side of the break. The Rovers rooms, because they're a happy crew. On OMFNL Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.